Can you hear us? Let's make sure that is clear before we go any further, because that's scary yesterday.
Also, yesterday that YouTube said that they didn't hear us.
That mic's not connected.
So all right, so
it's the transfer from
platforms.
All right, let's get into the things. I am Natasha Hastings. This is my co-host Corey Carter. Follow us on all the things: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Natasha Hastings, the Corey Monster. Also follow Track Girl Summer on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Also follow World's Greatest. This is Track Girl Summer, brought to you by World's Greatest. So follow them on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all the things. Why are you trying to stop?
Because Track Girl Summer, Track Girl Summer. How are we gonna start this show without our jingle?
You're right. Okay, now we're ready to go. Sorry, guys. As you could see, we were doing things down to the minute. So
there's a lot of things happening just this morning.
It's no big deal. There's just, we're a big deal. So, things are,
happening.
It's cool though. So anyway, as this is day 6 for us, so you should know by now, we're here every morning at 10 a.m. We'll be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
It's the next day.
Next day. Listen, we've been up watching the meet. Y'all get what I'm saying, okay? We'll be here through the end of the games. Come join us for the shenanigans, the chit chats, all the things. We're bringing the culture to track and field. Today, I hope we have enough time to get to all the things, because all the things, the action on the track is live and popping. We have Raven bringing home the silver in the shot put. Men's 100-meter final ran this morning. We're going to talk about those predictions that were busted. We had a world record in the women's triple jump. And boom, boom, pow. We got not one, but 2 living legends for you today. We're going to be joined by Mike Powell.
We have 3 living legends. Tasha, we should give you your flowers. You're a legend. I grew up watching you because you're older than me.
I don't know if it's a shade or, but I'm going to take them flowers. And Gail Devers joining us for a little chit chat. And we're going to do our predictions for the men's long jump final and the women's 100 hurdles.
With Mike Powell and Gail Devers. Y'all don't know how excited I am about this.
Every day we say it's the best show ever. I feel like today is going to be even better. We'll just title this segment the Living Legend segment, okay? Where else am I?
When you post your tweets and videos, you can click them to see them play. And tomorrow, there's a lot of action going on as far as predictions are concerned. But you guys know, we can only do 2 predictions in this show because we try to get to everything. We don't have the time. So we're giving you what you want. We're doing a watch party in the morning before the show at 6:30 with World Athletics. We're going to be watching live the women's 400 hurdle semis.
Yep.
So you can watch with us and watch us get ready for the show. And that is the free production. And after our regular program show, we're going to have we haven't figured out a time yet, but we're going to have a Track Girl Summer at night
dark
PJ prediction party. So join us for that. We'll give you more information on our socials and tomorrow morning.
It's just going to be a prediction party. We ain't staying on all night. This is a lot of work, but we're like, how could we not do the predictions for the men's 200, women's 800? Like, no, we have to. So it's just
the men's
400
hurdles.
Men's 400 hurdles.
There's a lot of things happening on Tuesday, Monday morning. So Monday night. So we got to get you guys to these predictions. That being said, it's time for the fit check. Today, I'm doing a little, we talked about how I like.
Zoom out.
Thank you. I fixed my bra. There we go, my bras. So you guys know I like a little top, big bottoms, yellow on the shoes. I didn't tie my shoes because we didn't have time. I had this one though. And then I matched it with the eye. Guys, I hope you're happy about that.
Get into it. I'm wearing a little baby doll dress, a little boho chic. We talked about fashion yesterday.
Yes. We're both very...
But I took a page out of Corey's book today. I'm rocking the curries. These were actually for Women's Month. So there we go.
I feel like we're really representing like our
brand.
True aesthetic today.
Yes, yes.
I love a sporty cute look. All right, we have a lot to talk about.
Let's get into the things.
Like, let's Ollie
pop it up.
Don't drop it. we were wrong. I'm just gonna come on. We were wrong when it came to this men's 100. Like,
I wasn't that wrong.
I feel like we should have gone with our hearts because my heart told me to put Fred Curley on this podium, and I didn't. And I want to.
We did. We put him in bronze.
You put him in bronze.
Oh yeah, that was you. My bad.
I messed up, and I just want to come humbly to Fred Curley and say,
sorry
"Sir,
to this man.
I am sorry. I was wrong." And here's the thing: is when you say something, I believe you. When you say you go run this 100, I believe you. And
Fred, I just want you to know I believed in you.
I believed in him too, and I was like, I kept saying, I was like, I don't know why. I was like, Fred Curley is getting on this podium, and I don't know what I was doing, guys.
Oh, we didn't get the graphics up, and the board is clean. So Corey and Shaq had, we both had DeGrasse to win.
Because we knew DeGrasse was going to be on that podium.
Ramel in second, and then y'all went with Baker for third place.
I went with,
Baker looked pretty good too. I thought he was going to snag that third place. I did.
But you said Andre knows how to get on.
Andre knows how to get on that podium.
Don't let this man out. It was
an action-packed final.
And we didn't even get to who won the gold.
Shout out to Italy. Jacobs won. Shout out to the folks who joined us for the Instagram live while we were getting dressed and watching the 100 final.
We were a little delayed.
And we were delayed, and y'all didn't tell us the outcome. Somebody was in there like, "Job well done, Italy," but I didn't catch on.
Like, let marinara pour through the streets. Cannolis for everyone. Gelato going up. Like, I'm excited about this for Italy because Italy had a big night because we also had a double gold
in the men's high jump
with Qatar getting a medal and Italy getting a medal.
Tamberi, yep. Bashim and
we're jumping around.
We are jumping around. Let's give our producers a break.
Let's stay on the 100.
Let's stay on the 100.
I just want to talk.
This is how exciting it was.
It was just everything was happening, guys. This is why we love the Olympics and track and field because people were showing out.
And shout out to showing out when it counted, right? First of all, Jacobs showing up. The commentators even acknowledged we weren't even talking about Jacobs.
We weren't.
When it counts. Fred Curley, PB, when it counts. 984.
And Fred Curley's ability, we talked about this, his 400 strengths allows him to hold his top speed and hold his form at the end of the race. And that
Shout
is
out
why
to Ronnie Baker. Ronnie's form was great. Held on to his
but
form.
DeGrasse
just knows how to get on the podium. Like, out in lane 9. He didn't even feel the action.
Shout out to lane 9.
He was out in lane 9.
Things happened in lane 9. Okay,
it was popping in lane 9. Shout out 989. So I mean, 100, and we got to give honorable mention to Ronnie Baker. Ronnie Baker at Team USA.
I wanted him to go. I feel like he's working so hard for so long. I wanted him to like get his moment.
This close.
And that's why I picked him for third. But I don't think any of it. Yeah. Let's get to our other predictions.
Oh yeah. What else did we predict?
Women's triple jump. I told you, Rojas. I mean, you told.
I told y'all. I love team. I was trying to be a team player. I'm throwing my teammate under the bus.
All I know is I won triple jump.
I knew that world record was going down. And talking about again
on the last jump, it's going down. Timber. Someone said world record Rojas.
Can I tell a little story?
And she broke it. Like,
she smashed it.
Like,
and the commentators were let me not say they were talking smash. They were doing their job. She's not technically sound on her second step. And so they were just commenting on how she's jumping ridiculously far with this subpar form.
Is it subpar if that's the form that it takes to get the world record? That's premium elite form. I don't care technically if it's bad form. If that's a world record form, that's the form I need to have.
But I want to tell a little story about Yulimar because Julimar. I really hope I'm pronouncing her. I'll stick to Rojas. I'm a stickler about getting people's names right. When I was at the World Indoor Championships in Portland, it was like this is when Rojas came on the scene, and I saw her in the warm up area. This was before the meet started. She's 6'4", so there's no way that you're gonna miss her, right? And I saw her in the warm-up area, and I was like, man, I don't know what that girl does, but she looks like she's good. Remember we were talking about being in the call room and
Yeah.
like I was looking at her, I was like, I don't know what she do, but she's a killer. And then she went out there and won the world indoors, and that was like her first like coming
Yeah.
onto the scene. So to see this progression now, like it's just totally exciting to watch her compete. I'm happy for her getting
And
this world record. She's been playing with it all season.
and can I just say something? There are certain people that like I'm biased. Like I want them to win. And Rojas is one of them. Like her energy and like the way, like you can just see she's having fun and she loves what she's doing. And
Exactly.
I told y'all in Monaco, she was getting ready to get this gold because she was using Monaco as in the, like I said, I hate y'all know how I hate this sudden death jump off, and they stole her win from her in Monaco, but the way she was like jumping way farther than the competition, but you could see the frustration on her face because she was using Monaco as a preparation for the Olympics. She wasn't even concerned about the Diamond League itself, more about getting herself together and ready. And I said that's champion mentality.
Yep.
And that's why I picked her for my goal. And
yeah, we fell short on that one.
Momoma got the national record and got second.
Mm-hmm. And she had 3 big jumps for the night. She PB'd 3 times.
Woo! And the long sleeve fit it's just so, I love it. It's so sleek. I love the outfit.
I just want to say I can't believe that we forgot to put Momoma on there. Like she's another one that's been consistent, amazing athlete, and I think they're all beautiful, but I think Momoma's gorgeous. But yeah, she had a big night.
Yeah, Natasha didn't pick.
I didn't pick her, but when I was watching the final this morning, I was like, how the heck did I forget Momoma? But she had 3 big jumps, 3 PBs, national record, silver medal. She goes home with the silver medal. So congrats to Momoma. And then Pelotero of Spain
also got a national record.
And she goes home with a bronze medal. So overall, the women's triple jump was an exciting jumping event last night.
Yeah. But last night this morning. Last night
for them, this morning for us. Or was it this morning?
It's this morning. We watched it together.
So it's tomorrow night for them? I can't. She had a good night.
Yes. And then shot put.
This woman's shot put.
Like
Raven.
And first,
did you wear your green? Did y'all wear y'all green?
I wore my green. I tweeted it for Raven for support. I also
had my green on.
I also tweeted a throwback of me doing shot put just because I was like, we out here doing the thing.
We out here doing the thing.
But first, Gong of China wins after bronze in Rio, so shout out to her. We're so biased. We're like, let's just get straight to
the Americans, right?
I'm just happy for Raven. Like, she came. First of all, she came out in them buns. She said, "Let them see, okay." Let them see the buns. She had her Hulk mask on.
And you know what I really appreciated though? Like you could tell that she came out there confident, but you could also tell she came out there to have fun. Like she
was enjoying in the moment.
Right.
Yeah. And it's another person you just want to see her win. Right. And she cracked me up on on the podium. She said, "Let me get that medal." And then did her little dance, she did a little protest. Like she's full, like Track Girl Summer is bringing the culture, and Raven is the culture.
Yes,
like,
she is.
I loved it. I don't even have words, guys. Like once again, I love everything.
It was awesome
Raven.
to watch her. She had some really big throws that could have gotten her into the gold position, but she fouled those throws. But overall, an amazing performance. I just wanted to mention that to just show that like there's still more in the tank. Like, the season's not over. She's gonna go on and compete some more after this.
And the thing with the fouls is like, I love that she was trying to throw big. Like she was going after it. She was going for it.
Go for it.
Like wasn't going to the competition scared. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna go big
or go home.
And she went home. She's going home with a silver.
Come on.
And I love me some Valerie.
I gotta give the shout out to the mommies.
I've been a fan.
If there's a mommy in the field, I gotta give my props to Valerie Adams. She's had not one, but two kids since 2016. Two. Mommy of two. This is her fifth Olympics, fourth medal.
And such an
She's
advocate
got,
for clean sport, too.
yes, 2 golds, 1 silver, and a bronze. Yesterday, today, I don't know. Like, this was big for the mommies. I always say when we have the conversations about retiring, I feel like women get that question way sooner than men. Valerie's like 36, 37, mom of two. Like, come on, just let's give our moms, let's give everybody their flowers now.
And like to have such a long career and like be such a baller.
So dominant. She's on the podium. She's a bronze medalist. 5 Olympics, 2 babies.
4 Olympic medals.
Tell me women can't do anything.
Numbers don't lie, guys. The numbers do not lie.
They don't lie.
And then let's get into this double gold.
The high jump.
It was
Barshim, as always, puts on a clinic for us.
Oh yeah,
always.
That man was made to jump, but also it wasn't like it was the depth of the field because we were getting to the final height, and it was like everybody's still here.
Everybody was like, "Oh no, we got to go for this Olympic record." We out here playing. Cecilia, you missed it.
Cecilia, you know to come on time.
Cecilia,
we've talked about this.
That's okay. You can go back and watch the playback. But yes, we did talk about the men's 100. Crazy. All right, back to the high jump.
Yes. It was. I feel like words, Corey.
I'm always getting on her like, Corey, I'm not in your head. I need you to finish your thoughts.
You should by now. I feel like high jump doesn't get the love that it deserves. It's such an exciting event, and to see those boys go out there and battle, and then to come up with a double gold in this event, which means there's no silver place. There is just a bronze.
Gold and a bronze.
But both of them jumped to season best. All three, both golds and the bronze jumped 2:37. So we could have had a 3-way tie for, we couldn't have because of the misses.
Yeah.
But it was a fun, exciting, like, we didn't know who was going to walk away with the gold until, like, the last jumps. So, like I said, Italy's going to be going up tonight. Like, I know they came in with 2 golds today. It's going to be popping. And then also we got to shout out Javon Harrison. He got 7th.
Yes.
He's got the long jump prelims tomorrow. We're going to talk about it.
No. He's got the long jump final
tomorrow. Prelims.
He's already competed in the prelims. So Javon came in and did. It's okay. Javon came in and did the high jump prelims.
Yes.
Then he did the long jump prelims. Then he did the jump final. I'm not even going to say morning. I don't know.
That's
high jump final. And now he's got the long jump final. He'll have a night of rest, and then he'll jump in the long jump final.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about John a little later because I want to ask Mike Powell about him. So we're going to talk about John a little bit more later. But we just had to talk.
We just had to get into it. There was lots and lots of action last night. So do we want to talk a little? Let's jump into the steeple.
Yeah, we can do that. For sure.
We've got all 3 of our women through the steeple. All 3 of our American women, that is.
Yeah. Which y'all already knew that.
I already knew who we were talking about. Emma Coburn, of course, she's
I'm a stan. Like Emma already knows. Like I'm a stan.
She knows what to do. Be safe. Get through to the final. That's what she did. Valerie Constantine. I am here for the fashions. I'm also here. Her post-race interview, I learned a thing. I was like, man, she is a prime example of when the mic is in your mouth, this is your opportunity. She was like, I'm not a sponsored athlete. I work a full-time job. I'm over here. It's hot as heck, but Team USA has been doing an amazing job to keep us prepared. It actually felt better in here than it did out in the warm up area. Like, she was just throwing them things out there for whoever's out there watching. Like, this girl needs to be sponsored.
Send her a sponsor.
This girl is having her moment. She's in the moment. She's in the final tomorrow. Like, talk about making it happen when it counts.
What I will say is, like, I'm not saying that, distance is a harder job than being a sprinter, but I will say it takes more time to, so, like, if you're working a full-time
They
job,
practice and run. Like, they gotta
yeah, it's
log
like,
miles all week.
yeah, and miles take time. So to be doing a full-time job and doing these steeplechase,
Yep.
knowing that the amount of time she has to spend putting in the miles is remarkable. And
Remarkable, admirable.
yeah, and
Like,
Courtney's also through, so we're excited about our women's going through to the final. Women's long jump.
are we gonna get to all of this?
We have 7 minutes
We have
before
7
my
minutes
pals,
before our first
and
guest.
we just have to, like, hit these things real quick.
Tara Davis in with one jump.
Oh no, you know how we do.
And she's another one that's having a great time out there. She's playing with the camera, with what fans are out there.
Tara loves the camera.
She is just.
We just got to text that.
It's good news. I missed it, but okay. She is just another one out there that's just having a great time, but getting it done while having a great time. And I love to see it, because a lot of times athletes, we get into these positions and we're laser focused, and the moment will slip by you. So I'm really enjoying seeing the athletes actually having a good time out there.
And she's part of that, like, new generation. She's definitely Generation Z, like, coming in and, like, taking over. We talk about the changing of the guard, how track and field is evolving. I feel like I'm going out of focus again. And I'm excited to see her grow into being a professional athlete. Her boyfriend, we see Hunter, is also competing in the Paralympics. And if we talk about, we're bringing the culture to track and field. If you want to, like, consume more content, Tara's the girl to go to. She's got YouTube, she's on TikTok, all of that. And she's definitely just like a Generation Zer. And then the beast.
The beast, Brittany Reese.
I have to do a disclaimer. Michelle came on the show earlier, Michelle Wolf, and she hit me up at 4:30 to say, I forgot to say Brittany Reese as one of my favorite athletes, and I'm so ashamed, and I'm disappointed I didn't say that. So, Michelle, I got your back. The people know that you are Brittany Reese stan at this point. And aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Because there's a number of reasons to be a fan for Reese. Why did I put both her first and last name? For Brittany Reese. I'm trying to talk so fast. Besides her excellence on the track, like, she's an advocate. She's just a dope person. She's one of the athletes that, like, is taking a stand, not only off the track, but for athletes as well. As good as she is, what she commands, what she's able to do, like putting her money where her mouth is, she will not compete in a Diamond League event if the athletes are not guaranteed 6 jumps. So this sudden death thing, if you're wondering why we haven't seen Brittany in any of the Diamond League meets, she's not going if athletes aren't getting 6 jumps.
6 opportunities to compete.
So she's one of those that I say is an example. 2008 gold medalist, 2012 gold medalist, silver medal in 16, and now it remains to be seen how she will.
I just love Brittany Reese. Like, Brittany Reese is consistent. She's a beast. Like, I talk about ballers balling. Brittany's that girl. Like, you can always bet on Brittany. And I can't wait to do long jump predictions, the women's long jump, because I love me some Brittany Reese. I'm biased because like, she's just a thug on the track. I love it. Like, she don't miss. Sorry.
Last but not least, I got to show my fellow Trini some love, Miss Tyra Gittens, who wanted to be in the heptathlon, but is it the heptathlon? The heptathlon.
That is a word.
Okay, sorry. Which her before throughout the season actually had her in seventh in the world, but due to the new world ranking system that um, I think every athlete
I
can
hate.
agree that it
hate
needs to
it.
be adjusted, changed,
I hate it so
something.
much.
She is competing in the long jump rather than the multis due to the world ranking system. So another one though, she's out there having a great time. It was great to see her and Tara kind of feeding off of one another and interacting and having a great time while they're out there. So I give my niece love for showing up, maybe not in the way that she wanted to, but she's out there doing the darn thing. So she's also through to the final as well.
And before we go on to the discus, we have time to do it.
Okay.
Let's can we not do that? 'Cause I was
I'm
gonna say
sorry.
that. Someone said Brittany could be. Oh, it's Bob. Bob says that Brittany could be the most underrated ever, and I agree.
Facts.
I've been talking like when I was in college. I like distinctly remember talking to my teammate and being like, "Brittany does not get the love that she deserves." And this was this is how long ago was I in college? I've been a pro for 8 years now.
Have you really? That makes me old.
But for me to be talking about Brittany 8 years ago, I mean, like, she needs to get her due credit.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how long her career is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. 2008 was her first gold, and I mean, and she's just so humble.
we gotta get Brittany. We gotta get Brittany.
We
on
gotta
the
get
show.
Brittany on Try Girl Summer for sure. For sure.
And then before we bring on our first special guest, like with 2 minutes to do this, women's discus, Deanna Price, Quinn Berry, they're in. So two of our American girls are in.
Deanna was in with one throw, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So excited to see U.S. well represented.
Bringing the energy, bringing the fun. We're gonna talk about there's some chitter chatter. Hopefully we have some time. We don't have time right now, but I'm gonna just give a little teaser.
Did I say discus?
You said discus?
I meant hammer throw.
Hammer throw.
Why am I like this today? Guys, I apologize.
We went the hammer
What
throw.
is wrong with me?
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay because y'all don't have to listen to me anymore because we are about to have a legend. We're gonna bring Mike Powell on the show, and apparently he's got a computer, so we will be able to see him. I'm excited.
Yes.
If we can get Mike in, but while we're pulling Mike in, let's talk about this man. Okay, he's the longest standing world record. It's from 1991. He broke Bob Beeman's 23-year-old record by 5 centimeters. It's a 30-year-old record, 8.95 meters in the long jump, which tweets that we're going to go up. He also has the longest, I was doing my research, he has the longest non-legal long jump as well at 8.99, but it was windated with a 4.44 win. He's a 2-time world champion, a 2-time Olympic Olympic silver medalist. We're going to talk about, are you here, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Are you on a laptop?
I'm on my my laptop too. I'm trying to go to the same time, but I can definitely hear you though.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna rock.
We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll with it.
We're gonna make it happen.
Exactly. Hopefully we can see that big smile of yours. If we get you logged up on your laptop. Hi, welcome to Track Girl Summer.
Hi, good morning.
I'm gonna apologize in advance. We're so excited to have you here. I might not be able to contain myself.
Can you guys see me?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna. I'm seeing myself on the laptop, but I'm listening to you on the iPad.
Okay. Try refreshing your laptop and giving access to your video, and also, Bob, if you could
come on with the troubleshoot.
Look, I know a couple things. It may not work, but it sounded nice.
Well, you can hear me at least, so we can talk until we figure something out.
So first of all, I just wanted to tell y'all, Mike Powell is the reason why I am a 400-meter hurdler.
All right, let's get into it. Let's hear.
Did you know that, Mike Powell?
I remember. So
he was a coach at a throws and jumps camp that I went to when I was in 7th or 8th grade because I was a multi-eventer at the time. I just knew I was going to be the next Jackie Joyner Kersee. and that was my goal. And Mike told me, let your event find you. And I kept that advice with me. And it's funny because I bought Coach Flo. He kept telling me, you're a 400-meter hurdler. And I was like, I can do 100 hurdles too. And my event found me. I just ran super fast one day, and I was like, yep, I'm a 400 hurdler. And had I held on to this like dream of being a multi-eventer, I probably would not be where I am today. So thank you for that advice. I've kept it in my heart. And I tell kids that same thing today when I talk to them.
Right. Well, the thing is, I mean, you're a talented athlete, so I mean, you could have been a jumper or anything you wanted to be, anything you put your focus in on.
Well, another story about Mike Howell. He put me on blast. We were at World Youth, and they had this.
He already
knows. He knows because he embarrassed me in front of all the athletes competing at World Youth. We went to this thing where there was a panel of legends. Mike Powell sits there and he goes, yeah, I wanted to coach Corey Carter in the long jump, but she's out here hurdling now. And all the USA jumpers were like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't like long jump like that.
It's dirt.
It's not even the dirt. It's just, the way I compete, I need to be able to chase someone. And it's hard to do that with a pit. Why would you play me like that?
Because you're my homie. I was just letting everyone know you was my girl. That's all.
Y'all heard it here. I'm my homie and girl.
You heard it here first.
But enough about how you've just shaped my entire career.
Not to mention your dad's my fraternity brother too. Remember that?
I was literally about to ask you. You're an alpha. How did you even have time to pledge?
Yeah, I was. You know, when I was in school, I was like, I was a step master. I was dean of pledges. I was a DJ. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know I ran track. I was DJP.
DJP.
I ain't got time for this. I'm not about to.
Also, Mike, you're not on social media. I'm going to need you on social media, and I need your name to be DJP. We're gonna work on that.
But how did you have time to do all of these things? Which I mean, I'm an advocate for when you're in college. Yes, take care of the business, but
you know,
you need to be in college and enjoy that experience because you're never gonna get that time back. And it sounds like you lived it up.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a natural ham, so I'm used to being out in front. So whenever a situation came up, I was ready to lead. You know, I played basketball in high school, and I wasn't the best dribbler, but I was a point guard because I was a leader. You know, and I ended up making academic All-American and stuff. So I just had a winning mentality, and I like get out there and show up in front of people. That's why I did the long jump too, though.
Now I'm gonna say something that you may not like, but it's an inspiration to people. Okay, Mike Powell actually never scored at the NCAA meet because
that's right.
Because of foul, and he's out here pledging and stuff. But I bring that up because it's like you went from never scoring at an NCAA meet to having the world record in the long jump.
Well, you know, the thing is, I used to have problems with fouling. And actually, Willie Banks, former world record on the triple jump, he nicknamed me Mike Foul. So I used to have big jumps all the time. People knew I could jump, but I was just fouling all the time. So you know, I went to the NCAAs as a sophomore, and I fouled out in the final. And then my senior year, I was favored to win, but I got injured in the conference meet trying to do 6 events. So I ended up coming to the nationals, but I had bandage on my leg. Yeah.
What 6 events?
Long jump, high jump, triple jump, 4x1, 4x4, and 100.
Sounds about.
You had a high jumper on the 4x4. Let me tell you, when these kids these 400 runners don't want to run the 4x4, I'm gonna tell them Mike Powell was out here on the 4x4.
Yeah, wow. That was at a time when I was at UCLA, and we had, you know, Danny Everett and Kevin Young and a guy named Henry Thomas and stuff. And so I was supposed to run that relay team. They ended up running 259 the next year, but I was going to drop a 44 split, but I didn't get a chance to though.
Like
Mike is out here talking his ish. You hear me?
Here's my teammate when we do these predictions. My flabber has been gasted. Like I thought I was balling because I would do 4.
Yeah, I used to do 4 too, but
I
six,
think
six is another level.
I think like you're not allowed to do more than 4.
Like, is that a
That's in
thing?
high school. In high
Like
school,
how
you can do 4, but in
Well,
college, you can do as much as you want.
oh.
But I was used to it. If I only did one event, I was bored. So I like running around, and primarily I was a jumper primarily. I jumped 7 feet in high school in the high jump, and then I turned into a long jumper. Oh, why you guys showing that picture of me with the sand in the face like that?
We're not in trouble. We're not in trouble.
Don't show that picture.
That ain't us. But I wanted to ask because Mike Fowl, was that because you just weren't afraid to go for it? Because we saw that we were just talking about Rojas and how she fouled quite a bit at Monaco, but we could tell that she was just going for it, but really preparing herself for this world record that she
Right.
got last night, this morning. I don't know. She got the world record.
Right.
The time zones have me all messed up. So do you think that you fouled quite a bit because you just weren't afraid to go out there and go for it? Or was it a technical thing? Like,
Oh
give us.
no, I definitely wasn't afraid to go for it. I was all about that. But the problem that I had was that I kept looking at the board, and so now I coach my athletes to let them think that just put your foot down where your foot comes down. If you look for the board, then you're going to end up reaching. So once I solved that problem technically, I stopped having that problem fouling, and I didn't jump as consistently as Carl Lewis did because Carl hardly ever fouled because I was still kind of all over the place. But I was able to solve that problem, and I also use a sports psychologist also to work on that also.
Okay.
Shout out to the sports psychology.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna be a sports psychologist one day.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. I feel like you have a very calming energy, so this is gonna be good. Wow. Oh, okay. So I don't know if most people know this, but you started out as a high jumper. That's why you gave me that advice. Let your event find you, right?
Right.
So I have 2 questions about that. First, talk about how you were like, "Hey, I'm a high jumper. Now I'm going to become a long jumper."
Well, I mean, I did the long jump too and the triple jump, but my high jump was my best event. And then my freshman year in college, I ended up jumping like 7'1" 3/4", and I long jumped 24/7, which is decent. And then, but I went to when I went to college, I went kind of young. I was 17, so I was still just growing into my body. So my
Mm.
sophomore season, the first jump of the year, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go 25 feet. I'm gonna go 25 feet, and I jumped 26.5 1/2. And then I fouled my next jump like 27.5. So from that point on, I focused on the long jump.
And so I have to ask you about Miss Harrison. Like, what are your thoughts about that? The boys doing the high jump and the long jump in the Olympics. And I was like, if there's someone I want to ask about this, it is Mike Powell.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there aren't more combination jumpers like that. Because I wonder if he's a basketball player. Because it seems like most guys who are long jumpers in basketball, I mean, high jumpers are just kind of frustrated basketball players. But that's what he reminds me of, one of those guys who just jump out the gym. So he's kind of raw right now with his technique, but he got hops though. So the sky's the limit for him because to jump as high as he jumps 7'8", and he's jumping 27.9. He's not really even bringing down the runway. So if he works on his speed, I mean, he could be a dual gold medalist, which would be crazy. But I mean, he's got all the gifts.
It's so
I
fun.
love the color.
Yeah.
He hopped out of the gym.
Yeah.
Seems like a frustrated basketball player. Come on.
It's so funny because like Eric always talks.
You don't know me, girl.
Mike is like Mike and me have the same type of like crazy. Bubbly energy.
I love it.
Killer competitors. That's why me and Mike Powell get along so much because I'm like nicest people, kind of all over the place people. But then when it comes time to get in, it's go time. But and I think I don't know if you saw like in the high jump, you saw him passing a lot of heights because I saw, and I think it was
he had earlier misses
energy because he's got to come back for the long jump.
Right. Well, no, he was passing his heights because once you get a certain amount of misses, it doesn't make any sense to make that height because now you're behind on misses. So he just went to the next height so he can catch up.
Yeah. And I think it's like I feel like he wanted to take as the least amount of high jumps as possible because he knows he's got to be on the runway.
I don't think it was that so much.
Really?
I don't think it was that so much. The thing is, but the other guys had clean misses on the way up, And if
Yeah.
somebody has a clean misses, then if you make the same height, doesn't make a difference. You might as well go to the next height to catch up. So that's what he was doing.
I get that. I get that. See,
Hmm.
expert advice. Things we've learned is go ahead and skip those heights, and also don't look at the board.
Right.
Just go for it.
If you're a jumper, I hope you're in here because we're dropping gems today from the master himself. Okay. All right. We gotta talk about the greatest competition that's ever happened on this earth ever.
Mm-hmm.
You and
Did
Carl
I lose you?
No,
Okay, I
don't
got
do
your back.
that.
I got your back. I got your back.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Because I've watched it many times before. I had to rewatch it last night. This 1991 World Championship Showdown with you and Carl Lewis.
Mhm.
This head-to-head.
First of all, I would have liked to have been on the track and just heard the trash talk. Like, what was?
Because
I know y'all are down there having a good time, but
I tell everyone, like, long jump has to be watched live because the energy that jumpers have and the showmanship and the performance that they have, and when you're in the stadium, giving the claps. Everyone knows I am obsessed with the jumps. I wish I was a jumper. I just swag.
You are a jumper. You just don't know it.
Well, I always say jumpers have the most swag out of any event group ever. Right. And I feel like that's a historical thing, no matter what generation we're talking about. But can you just, I need a jump by jump breakdown of this competition.
Well, because I mean, going into the World Championships, Carl hadn't lost for 10 years. He had won 65 meets in a row. And at the last competition that we had at the Nationals, he beat me by 1 centimeter. And I closed the gap because the first time I jumped against him, beat by almost 3 feet. So I was I was at the point where I could look him in the eye and say, okay, I can beat you. You don't have to have a bad day for me to beat you. I can beat you. Even though the rest of the world didn't think I could beat him, I fully felt like I could. And the thing is, just being real about it, Carl was a great long jumper and a great sprinter, but I just didn't feel like he was a better athlete than me.
You
so I felt like I beat him.
No, because who in the world is saying Carl Lewis is not a better athlete than me?
Yeah. No, because for real, I did the Foot Locker Slam Fest with Carl. Carl can't even dribble the basketball.
I was going to bring that up.
He's not an athlete. He's just fast, and plus on the real, when I competed, I took it real personal. So when I looked at Carl, I felt like I can whoop your ass, so I can beat you. So I felt like I could beat him down. So therefore, that's how I competed coming up. Like the best guys were the guys who could scrap the best too, and I felt like I could take him out. So I felt like I could beat him. So I didn't care, So the thing is, going to the competition though, he broke the world record in 100 meters. So I knew that in order for me to win, I was gonna have to break the world record also. So everybody was watching Carl, and Carl went his usual self, started off and jumping like 28.6 something. And I had my first jump. It was really bad, like 25.9. I was trying to break the world record my first jump. And then Carl ended up jumping on his third jump, he went 28.11 3/4, which was his best jump. And then I came down and I fouled one that was right around 29 feet. And so I knew I was right there. And then the next jump, Carl came down, jumped 29.2 and 3/4, but it was wind dated. But it was the furthest jump in history, And after he finished his jump, he was pumping his fist and he ran past me, going like, "Yeah, that's right, that's right." And he might as well call my mama a name or something. I got up like, "Oh!" I said, "Oh!" I was pissed, and I got on the runway. I was just mad because I didn't like Carl. I hated him. So it was real personal with me and him. So when I came down and jumped, it was kind of like I was coming right back at him. And then, as soon as I stepped onto the runway, I went through my visualization, and I knew that was it. And when I started running, every step just made more sense and more sense. And by the time I got to the board, I got a lot of height on my jump. And then when I hit the sound, the crowd let me know. The crowd let me know how loud it was that it was a world record. And then I was just waiting for the mark to come up. and it came up 895. And the thing is, I didn't know how far 895 was in feet and inches, but I knew it was a world record. But then right after that, I thought that Carl was going to come back and beat me because Carl always would come back. So I was thinking, okay, I went 29.4 and a half. He's going to go 29.6. I'm going to go 29.10, and I hope he don't go 30. But on this fifth jump, he only went 29.1. And
Between that one.
I thought, oh, I might actually win this. And I started tripping. I was like, dang, I might win. And then his last jump, I saw it on the board. It didn't look far enough, but I mean, track is kind of scandalous, especially back then. It ain't over till it's over. Cause they did some scandalous stuff. So when the mark came up, I was like, I got him. I got him. And for me, it was more than just a long jump competition. It was me being a world champion. It was me stopping Carl's streak. It was me telling the world I'm here. It was for every girl turn me down for a date, like, what? So it was everything.
I told you.
I just want to say, I feel like I was there. Okay, the way you broke that down, I was in the stands just now. Like,
this is why we do the show, because like this is the
culture.
This isn't the I just was out here and I read this. Like he said, I hated Carl Lewis. Now Carl Lewis. Was it just like your personalities didn't mix, or was it just like on some I have to take him out so I can't think of him as a friend?
Right.
I need a killer type thing, and I can't even let him be close to me like that. I gotta always be on edge with him. Or did you really not like him?
Carl was my idol, so I knew that in order for me to beat him, I couldn't like him. And I was the kind of athlete, I was used to like having a chip on my shoulder. I was used to being underestimated. I was the skinny guy and everything, so I was always trying to prove people wrong. So I demonized him. So everything he did, I turned it around. If he came into a room and didn't speak to me, I'd be like, oh, he didn't speak to me. And if he came in the room and spoke to me, I said, you know how you speak to me? So I changed everything around to make him the enemy. But Carl made it easy because he was kind of a, I don't know what kind of viewership you have, but he was kind of a, he was real arrogant.
We keep it real. It's PG, but we keep it real. We keep it on.
And he made it real easy for me not to like him. So it was a real personal thing with me and him. It was like I was ready to fight when I competed against him. It was like I got that feeling like my fists were balling up. I was about to hit him.
You have the same energy as like Michael Jordan, and I feel like we need like we had the Last Dance. I need like the final jump or something. Like I need this.
You know what?
I need you guys. I need you.
There's a lot of stuff that we want to do, but Carl wants to be the center. So in that situation, I beat him. So he's not the man. So he doesn't want to really talk about that. He wants to talk about the fact that he's Carl. So that's just Carl. I'm gonna be cool now. We get along, But I mean, he cost me a lot of money. we had a thing set up for HBO where they're going to set up a runway in Vegas, and I was going to jump against Carl, and then Carl was going to race against Linford Christie down the strip, and they was going to pay me $500,000 and pay Christie $500,000 and pay Carl like $1.5 million, whatever. He said no.
What kind of money he had that he could say no to?
Carl been making a lot of money for a long time. I mean, he was making over $1 million a year back in like '83.
I want to know why they telling us there's no money in track and field. Like this is the conversation that we like. Like crabs in a bucket right now.
That's why Chandra could do $1,000 on that outfit.
Okay.
Well, but one thing I have to give to Carl. I mean, I don't want you to get me wrong. I really respect Carl because he was a great competitor.
Yeah.
And why I jumped that far, and plus he was a big reason why the money came into the sport, because he demanded it. Now the only thing is he kind of took more than his fair share, but he got his. But back in the day, this is like in the '80s, he was making over $100,000 than me back in the '80s. So just to show up. So he was. I mean, people don't realize how big Carl was. He was.
We know.
I've heard
He was,
stories that he wouldn't show up to meets if his club members weren't accepted or
uh-huh.
paid.
Oh,
Was
you
that
was getting love. You got love. You was on Santa Monica. You could be a scrub and you was getting
yeah,
paid.
yeah.
It was all love. And the bad thing is, I went to UCLA, and all my boys, the normal path, was to go to UCLA, then run for Santa Monica. So all my boys ran for Santa Monica, but they didn't invite me because Carl didn't want to have me come in.
Dang.
So
They
it
run.
was hard for me.
I'm bringing the. We told you we bring the tea, guys.
This is crazy.
This is.
You got anything
I
else?
got. I got
wanna...
several questions.
Okay,
But
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead with your question.
This yours.
We. It's funny because I asked Mike to come on the show and he was like, "You gotta have me on for it. I don't know if we're gonna. That's a long time to talk." I'm like, "Trust me, we got questions."
Well, I mean, an hour ain't much for me because I can talk. I'm like you, you know what I'm saying? But I was just checking on you guys.
No, here's the thing, Mike, we're on your time. This whole we got Gail, so we gotta give Gail her time. But I already told her, I said, if we don't talk about anything and only talk to Mike and Gail, I don't care. That's gonna be the show.
But me and Gail went to school together too. We were in the same
Well,
together.
we're gonna bring that out when Gail comes. Mike,
Okay, all right.
Let us do our job, Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry. You did your homework. I'm sorry.
We just wanna. We gotta remind people who you are. Give your roses because we are track fans, and like to have you here, we are so excited. And like we just you talk about.
But the thing I keep emphasizing, beyond the track, we're fans of the people. And
Yes.
just listening to you, I'm just like, this is what we need more people to understand.
And the way Mike Powell, like the confidence that he has, like that's the type of energy I like to have. I like to just be like, these girls ain't messing with me. I'm the baddest on the track. I turn into Corey, like I'm the nicest person you'll meet. But Mike Powell energy is the type of energy you need to be a champion. And speaking about being a champion, we talked about you mentioned Carl's run, but let's not forget in 93 to 94 that season, that was 34 competitions in a row undefeated. Can you talk about that run?
Yeah, well, Carl, the last competition that I lost was in the Olympics 1992, and it was that's the hardest loss of my career for me because I should have won, but I wasn't used to being a star. When I went to the Olympics in '92, I mean, I was hanging out with the dream team. Jordan was my idol, and I'm just walking around like, wow, people recognize me and stuff. And I remember I was warming up for the long jump final, and somebody kept yelling at me, "Come on, Mike, let's do it." I looked over there, and it was Spike Lee, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. So I wasn't used to being in the limelight, whereas Carl, that was his third Olympics. He had those gold medals, so he basically handled the situation better than me. So he ended up beating me by an inch. So, he was a better competitor than me, but I should have beaten him, but that's just the way it worked out. But from that point on, what are you guys looking at?
Mom behind the camera asking
But from that point on, I went on a little streak of my own, and I won 34 meets in a row. And actually, I mean, it should have been more than that. I ended up losing to Kareem Thompson at a meet, and he beat me by a centimeter. But we had a lot of good jumpers back then. I mean, you had to be able to jump 28 feet just to say anything back then. So now like a lot of the guys now, they jump 27 something, 27.6, 27.10, walk around puffing their chest. I'm like, y'all ain't doing nothing.
He said,
but you know what I'm hearing overall? Like, we hear a lot about track is missing the rivalries. Track is missing the excitement. And especially when we talk about the field events, but it's like, you just told the story. I wasn't even there. And I'm like, man, I wish I was there to witness that.
Have you watched it on YouTube? I watched it.
And that is like to just hear that you and Carl hated each other.
Well, he didn't really hate me so much because he was just Carl. He was above that, but I was hating him.
He said, in order for me to beat you, I have to humanize you and demonize you.
But now all of the guys are friends.
Yeah, of course.
And so that's a conversation that like, is track and field missing these rivalries?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was serious because Michael Johnson still don't like Carl. Those
it might have like
stuff,
a lot of
that stuff is real. That stuff is real. But
I've heard
Natasha, you were talking earlier. You were talking earlier about you were wondering what kind of trash talk was going on. We didn't talk trash because we old school. If somebody talked trash to me, I was swinging. It's different. It's
I
different
felt
now.
that from the guy listening to
It's
this
different. The
channel.
guys talk. If somebody, and plus for me, I was kind of guy. You didn't want to talk mess to me because I was gonna make me compete better. It's best just to be quiet and leave me alone. But it's different nowadays because the way that I'd have been getting in fights.
Me and
Because
Mike are the same
to me,
person.
like you can't talk mess unless you can back it up. I'm old school, so I was raised in Philly and moved to LA, so I'm with it.
You
It's
and Mike are
different.
the same person. This is why I love Mike.
I'm still that weight. I'm 57. I'm that weight
Oh, I
now.
know. Mike stays being like, you stay ready to jump, compete. Like, I love it. And like I said, you're an athlete. You mentioned you went to the Foot Locker 1992, 1993 Foot Locker Slam Fest, and you decided to jump from the free throw line.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
This
the
time
thing
down.
is, I had to dunk from the free throw line in pickup games, so that was no big deal to me.
He said it's light work. Like, come on.
excellent.
I mean, the free throw line's only 15 feet away. I almost jumped 30 feet, so it's not really that big of a deal. So me and Mike Conley were doing the Slam Fest, and he won 3 times and I won twice. We used to kill it. We used to kill those guys, all the other guys, the other football players, Deion Sanders and all them dudes. They couldn't handle us.
Natasha, ask your question because we have 2 minutes before Gail Beavers is coming on, and
Well, she hasn't joined the chat yet. I haven't seen her pop up yet.
can we?
I messaged her.
Okay, cool.
But I wanted to get back to because I'm a heady person, so I wanted to get back to the mentality.
I knew you were
of
gonna say that.
Right.
Yeah, just listening to you talk about just knowing that was a place that you had to tap into. That like I can't like Carl, like
Or saying that he wasn't even a star.
knowing that like. And then working with a sports psychologist, like talk us through a bit of like identifying that for yourself, but knowing how to tap into that mental space because a lot of people get to these I mean, Mike Fowl, but
Right.
you got the
Or like I
longest
said,
standing.
no points in NCAA, and like now no one can touch your record.
Well, nobody has yet, at least. But I just always mention that because what one person can do, another can do. So I did it, so somebody else can do it. I came in along in a period where there were a lot of great jumpers, so the expectations were a lot higher. So it was not only Carl Lewis, but Larry Myers, who doesn't get very much play. Larry jumped 28.8. He just happened to be a long time around the time me and Carl were jumping. There was a lot of guys who were great jumpers who would be gold medalists and stuff now, but they couldn't make the team back then, because that's how rough it was. The long jump used to be one of the premier events, and now it's like a C-level event. People don't even care. Now the long jump starts like at the very beginning of the meet and off to the side, and nobody matters. But when I was competing, it was like right in the thick of the meet, and for me, I used to compete against the other events, because I want the show. I want everybody watching me. So when they used to start the 100 meters, they would go put the cone down on the runway. But when I was jumping, they put the cone down. I get the crowd clap. I said, "No, y'all make the 100 wait for me. I'm jumping." So that's how I used to do it.
Not the premier event of the track meet.
This is why it needs my camera.
Oh, the sprinters hated me because that's why I said, "No, I don't care."
But here's the thing, we need that energy because I feel like the jumpers don't get the love that they need, and it's a problem. And Gail Brigand here.
All right, let's keep it together. Keep it together.
I'm okay.
This is cool.
Welcome to Tropical Summer.
How are you guys?
Our UCLA stories, Gail.
Oh boy, did you tell them about your house shoes?
Oh, we get right to it.
Wait, time out.
Wait, we got to give you your intro because we got to give you your flowers. Hold on. Intro, but we got to do this right because we're professional.
Yes, and we are adamant about giving our people their flowers and letting. If you don't know who Gail Beavers is, don't even come into Tropical Summer. We don't need that type of energy. We don't want you here.
Okay. All right. 2-time Olympic gold medalist at the 100 meters, but she is the specialist at the 100-meter hurdles. I think she was too fast for the 100, but the hurdles. I mean, we gonna get into it. She's a Graves' disease survivor and advocate. Bringing the culture. We yesterday we had a fashion segment, but we're gonna talk a little bit more about fashion today too, because Miss Gail with the nails, the starting blocks, like we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. Hall of Famer, UCLA Bruin, Gail Divas.
Thank you. Love you guys. This is awesome.
Okay, I don't even know where to start. How do we?
We're gonna start with these house shoes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alright,
I thought you guys already talked about that.
When we tell it, Gail.
Tell the story. Yes.
Okay, so Gail came to UCLA as a freshman, and I transferred in from Irvine. I was like a junior, but we were like buddies and hanging out in the dorm stuff all the time. So Gail and one of her buddies, Monica, used to wear like these house shoes with animals on them, right? And I always tease them about it. And then so with my birthday, they bought me a pair. And they dared me to wear them. I used to wear them down to the cafeteria. I didn't care. And so it's like little animals on my shoes and stuff.
Yes.
But like I'm crazy. You guys don't even know. You can ask Gail, she knows.
Yes. We had fun though.
Yeah,
Look, I just
did.
took mine off. I had some Mr. Grinches on a minute ago.
I was not serious. Like,
Don't play. You can join the party. We can join the party.
so what was it like? What was it like being on the team together?
Yeah, like give us a UCLA story.
Oh gosh. Well, you got to remember, training at UCLA, it was everybody was there.
Exactly.
When you got to meet, you there was no fear because
Right.
you trained with everybody every day. You know,
Yeah, 'cause
running behind Florence, trying to keep up with
Flo
Florence.
Flo
Yep.
was out there. Jackie joined the Kersey. You know, and plus at that time UCLA was the place to be. So if anybody came to LA, they came to UCLA to train. That was the place to be.
Yeah, we had all the
It
actors,
was different
everybody.
back then. Exactly. Yep. Everybody was out there just to
So it
come
was
hang
cool.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
we ain't Bruins, but
we're BK riders.
we're BK riders.
There you go.
Bobby Peterson alumni. We also talk about Bobby.
Okay, we'll make you honorary Bruins. There you go.
Well,
I don't need the Bruin, but
I would get kicked out of my family. Every one of my family is a Trojan.
Now, see, if y'all came
See,
along during
But
our era,
if Gail
y'all would
Deezer
have wanted to go to
is the
UCLA.
reason, if Gail Deezer is the reason I am not part of my family, okay.
But you know what? So back then, I think that's what Mike was getting ready to say. Back then, there was a real rivalry. Now it's not, you know.
Mhm.
But back then, you couldn't
Rivalries
talk
is
to anybody. You could not
Mhm.
talk to somebody who was a Bruin.
My dad went to USC. He told me if UCLA was playing against the KKK, I'd be screaming for the Klan.
Yeah, it was
That is
like
how
that.
deep it runs.
It was.
That is not even an athlete.
Mhm.
No,
it was
It
that.
was real.
it was
that
bad.
deep.
Like even like before we'd have our dual meet between USC UCLA, every night, probably like what? Every 2 hours, our alarms would go off. Somebody from USC would come and set off our alarm, so we'd have to get up, and you wouldn't get a good night's sleep before you competed.
Yeah, it used to be
this
real
is-
serious.
We had to
Oh,
cover our bear. The bear had to be covered. Bruin bear had to be covered because people would come and paint on it. It was a hot mess. You could not be caught dead talking to somebody from USC without giving them like mean mugging.
That's right.
I'm serious. I was raised like I could never wear blue and yellow together in my house. One time my dad's friend, his son came over to the house in Bruin gear, and my dad was like, "Get out of my house." And his mom was like,
Yeah.
he was like, "Go sit outside, call your dad."
Go think
Oh my
about
God.
like
Well, you know, I
They
started
don't play.
coaching. I started coaching at UCLA, you know, in the mid 2000s, and
Mhm.
I wore a red sweatsuit to work, not thinking about it. You know, the athletic director sent me home.
oh,
He said,
shoot,
"Go
no,
home and change. You ain't wearing
It
no
was
red around here." I was like, "Dang, is that serious?" I had to go home and change.
It's
I live
serious.
an hour away.
Well, that's why you guys are the living legends that you are. Because now these rivalries they sound like they're jokes compared to.
Could you
So
imagine
this-
being on a team where like your teammates are Gail Devers, Mike Powell,
I can't.
Flojo,
I can't.
JJK?
You're too young, but I can legitimately say that I'd be forgetting you're not that much younger than me. But I remember watching Gail in the Olympics, like, yeah, one day. And then Gail, I don't know if you remember this, but I made my first senior team when I was 16 in 2004 in Istanbul. Was it Budapest? Is that Istanbul? One of them countries.
That's
I-
Hungary.
I got you. I got you.
And I met you then, and I met Joanna Hayes that time as well.
You know, Joe is my favorite.
Yeah, and I was just like in awe, like, oh my god! I was trying to find the picture for today, but of course I couldn't find it.
I found my picture of yours because it's in my scrapbook that's on my living room table.
Oh God.
I tweeted it. We're gonna get to that because we have to see the predictions
Yes.
before Mike has to go to
Right.
church.
But I was just like, the fact that we got to have you, both of you here at this time, two
No,
living
this is
legends,
cool.
people that we grew up, like, this is the culture that we're trying to bring, like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been like my cheeks hurt from smiling all day.
all
But
night.
you guys doing a great job though. This is a nice show.
No, this is
Thank
cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So what we do at this show is we do predictions.
Uh-oh.
We were terrible yesterday,
Oh,
but
Terrible. I wasn't that bad.
I mean, I was better at triple jump than you were.
No. I went with my teammate. So we do teams here. So Gail, you're on my team.
okay.
Mike, you're on Corey's team.
All
We're
right.
gonna do predictions for the
Women's 100 hurdles.
hurdles.
With
So
Gail
I would have
Hoover.
had you for the 100 for the men's because I was probably the only one. My family, I was like, watch Jacob. Don't sleep on him. They were like,
Ooh, you know what?
my
because
mom's
if
down-
you watched him in his round, I always watch the rounds. If you watched him in his rounds at 50 meters, he started lifting. He had front side
Yeah.
mechanics all day, pulling away from everybody. I'm like, watch
He
him.
been consistent all year too.
Yep.
This is
So-
gonna be so good. Okay, so we're gonna do the 100 hurdles, and then after that, we're gonna do the men's long jump. Okay,
Okay.
you
All
ready? Okay,
I ain't ready for
look,
the men's
Mike,
long jump, but-
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike.
Zoom in on the board.
First of all,
Sorry.
let me just say, I'm having a little too low, so like that.
I can drop
We can
it.
also drop the board down.
Is that good?
We'll,
we
we'll,
might
we'll
have
make
to-
it work.
yeah.
First of all, Mike. One, I'm so excited I get to check out my team, but second, we gonna win because this is the only opportunity I can ever say that I beat Gail Devers at anything ever in my life.
You will. I'm bad. Other than like the hundreds, I had it on point. Hurdles is hard to tell.
The barriers.
And you
Yes.
never know. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like gold. It's hers to lose. Oh, who's going first?
We'll let you go.
Okay. What are we doing? Hurdles or this is hurdles?
We're starting with the
We're
women's
starting off
hurdles.
with the women's
Sorry.
Okay. I'm going with Quinn.
Quinn. All right, we
I also wanted to go with Quinn. I stick by that. Quinn is
We
a
have to.
gamer.
I mean, she's been dominating all year, and,
Yes.
and she's looking real confident. And hey, 26, come on now.
And I
Shoot.
was at Kentucky. I was a volunteer assistant coach when she was at Kentucky. And one thing that is consistent at Quinn is she knows how to compete.
Yes.
Mhm.
This girl knows how to win. And it doesn't. And I'm not only talking about 100 hurdles. We throw in the 200. She find a way to get in the mix.
Yeah.
In the 4x4, she hates it, but as soon as she's on the line, she's like, "Well, I can't lose."
this one's hers to lose. This
Yeah.
one's hers to lose for sure.
Mike,
Okay. So
let's pick first.
it's gonna be between Kenny and Anderson. I'm gonna go Kenny.
Going with Kenny
So-
first.
Y'all want to get it?
I think.
Mike, who do you think?
I really like Kenny. I mean, that's my homie. But
I love Kenny.
But Anderson looking good though. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
looking good.
And if
I want Kenny. I want Kenny to win.
I mean, I
win.
want her, and I'm
You want-
hoping that she comes
what
through.
happened?
Right. I have to go with Jamaican girl.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Kenny. If you notice when she does well, when she won her 60-meter hurdles,
Mhm.
right? She blasted the prelims and the semis, and everyone was like, "What is she doing?" She hasn't looked like classic Kenny in the
No.
rounds. And when she
Yeah.
plays
She
around
hasn't
the
looked that way. She hasn't looked that way this year.
and she's only run 12.4 this year, and to
Right.
get gold with Camacho couldn't win 12.2.
That
Yeah.
12 looked really controlled too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's going under. That 12-2 is just that
Yeah.
was just the start. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to keep hope alive because my hurdlers got to do. But I look at the eyes too, and I want to put her third, but I want to just be like Team USA right now. But I think Anderson has something left in her.
Mhm.
So
And that's
And
I
plus, she's
don't
gonna
know.
be chasing
I'm
too.
gonna let you go with that one, Natasha. What do you want to do?
I'll put my jump down family at bronze. We can Anderson at third.
okay. Mike, do you think Kenny's gonna get bronze?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean,
What do you think?
I'm not real confident in it because I don't see real confidence in her.
In her, right?
But
I'm
I
not allowed to
hope
say
so.
that, but
I'll say it for you. I saw it in the prelim round.
Yeah.
and with these new blocks, the way the false starts are happening,
When
Right.
that false happened and she looked over, I was like, you shouldn't be looking over at anybody.
Yeah,
Look down.
yeah.
Right.
See, that's why I wanted to. So what I have on my paper is quiz.
Oh,
Mhm.
listen, we can go back and change some things.
no, you
Corey,
can't. You can't lock it.
Oh, you can't change? Well, that's what I had, but I was like, okay, did we discuss it? Because I was like, are we?
You
Are
know we keep it real on Track Girl Summer. You know we keep it real on Track Girl
Okay.
Summer, Gail. You can say what you want
Okay,
to say.
so let's go. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. We'll apologize. But I'm gonna say Camacho, Anderson, Harrison. And the reason, and I'm gonna give you my reason, is because I look at eyes.
Mhm.
Like I called Elaine. Everybody was like Shelly. I'm like, I want Shelly to be the one and only in the three, but I'm gonna
Right.
welcome Elaine because I saw it in her smile and I know
right.
how she runs her rounds.
Mhm.
Can you break that down for us? What are you looking for in these eyes? What tells you,
Well,
she's gonna win or she ain't got it?
Confidence is big. And you can
Right.
tell how somebody's, if they're ready or not. You can tell if they're like sandbagging when they're running.
Right.
Like they better not sleep on Sharika Jackson anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Because
Saying
once
that.
she learns how to start and
Mhm.
she gets a forceful, because she closes like nobody's business. You know, maybe that's coming from the 400 and that strength, but she
Mhm.
closes like nobody's business. And had that race there been 5 more meters, it would have been a different story too.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's just
All right.
what I see.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Toby was looking nice too. Toby.
Yeah.
Like I want to
You
say
throwing
here,
a wild card in there.
but
Hey, you gotta call as you see it.
well, I mean, you're my teammate. But if we put Harrison here, there is no competition.
Yeah, we gotta have competition.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say Harrison because I just believe in putting positive vibes out there. I'm gonna put that out in the world. I want her to medal.
Okay, so we gonna put Harrison. We have the exact same.
So we got a dead
You
heat
guys,
prediction.
you guys changed it.
That's
So
all right.
we gotta switch up then. You want us to? You want competition? Is that what you're looking for? Let me see.
Well, we like to say, you know, are you team Corey? Are you team Natasha? But we all.
Okay, let's see. Wait, who are we talking about then?
I kind of feel like Toby could squeeze in.
Wait, what did she run in the?
Let's look at the semifinal because Toby ran 12:62 in the semi. So
oh yeah, from Nigeria. Okay.
Brittany had Kenny in this. Yeah, Brittany had Kenny in her semi.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Guys, this is hard. I also thought that I'm doing this with believers right now and my pal. Like, what's going on in my life? I feel very blessed today.
Well, this is what I saw in the semis too. So when Anderson came up, they were both racing, and I wish Kenny would run not as hard in her semi, especially when like there's that spatial awareness where you know where you are. And what I did see is that she did like shut it down a little bit just at the end. I'm like, okay, she didn't follow through. Yeah, I did see that, so I'm like, okay, hold on to a little bit so you can come back because you got to come back in a couple hours. Okay, you guys, if you want to make it fun, we'll go back to put Kenny second, or
Josh is like, we're done making it fun. All right, that's fine.
Somebody else at bronze before I put Kenny at second.
Okay.
I'm putting my with Gail Devers. I'm putting my foot down.
She said,
There you
Gail,
go.
I'm not.
I just don't see it. I'm with you. I don't see it in the eyes. I don't.
I hope she shocks us all and wins.
I hope she does.
Because
Yeah,
that's
she
my
looked kinda
training
scared.
partner. That's Flo. That's
so
Flo
y'all
knows.
keep her at bronze.
Okay. All right.
Y'all
Yeah.
y'all taking Kenny off for bronze?
We're going. We gotta be different. Come on now.
Okay,
I like
okay,
competition.
I love the competitiveness.
I like
You
competition.
know what? If you want to go an outside shot, I'll say Visser.
That ain't got nothing to do with me and you, Gail.
I mean, just like an outside shot. You
We
know,
going with Toby?
Huh?
Who we going with, Toby, or who we going with for third
Whoever
place?
you want. I'm with you.
I'm gonna go with Toby.
Gonna
Alright,
go Toby? Yeah, assume.
See, I wish they would look at this and then be like, okay, hey, I'm about to make this happen. Somebody's believing in me.
I'm gonna tell
See?
Coach Flood, be like, Gail Devers. No, actually, I feel like Gail Devers said, Kenny, bring it home. All right. So are we? We're gonna stay with Kenny,
right?
not Victor. What do you want, Mike?
Wait a minute.
We're not
Let me
locked
see what
yet. Wait.
Let me see what the lane. What's the lane? What the lanes for the final?
Oh,
Kenny has 4. Visser has 3. So we got. So I'll go down.
yeah.
In lane 2, we have Gabrielle Cunningham. 3, we've got Nadine Visser. 4, we've got Kendra Harrison. 5, we got Jasmine Camacho Quinn.
Next to Jasmine.
But they train together
Okay,
for
well,
years.
you know what? I'll take Kenny then, because she's going to run with her. She gonna
Okay.
chase her. She gonna chase
Okay.
her.
It's so weird to hear Kenny Harrison's gonna chase someone else, like the world record.
Well, she chasing her world record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like since we have Toby, Amusan. 7, Brittany Anderson. 8, Charlton, and 9, Tipper. Guys,
Okay.
you think she's coming in 3rd from lane 9, Mom? Natasha's mom said,
My mom be knowing stuff. My mom is a
Who's
tracker
who's in lane 9?
Megan Tapper
from Jamaica.
Ah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I won't be surprised.
I know Brittany Anderson. I feel like Brittany Anderson in 2nd.
And my mom just said it real smooth and confident. I don't know, Gail. I don't know.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, I'm hoping that, like you said, she's chasing. I'm hoping Kenny says, look, that's my world record. And she has to know that Camacho's going for the world record.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That. So no, and I'm thinking me, if I'm on the line and I know somebody's going for the world record, I'm going right there with you. And if it takes a 12-19, I'm going 18. That's my mentality.
That's what Coach Flo always tells Kenny. He goes,
He's probably
we're going
right now.
He said, we're going to deep water. You take these girls out and you might drown, but they're definitely drowning. Someone's going we figure out a way to survive. We're either going to break our leg or we're going to break the world record. Yeah, that's the way he tells us to run.
When you get on the line, you got to be willing to pull every muscle in your body to get there. Because there's no chance or no guarantee that you're going to come back again. So it's like do or die right now. It's between me and the clock. It has nothing to do with anybody that's on the left or the right of me. It's me and the clock. I got an imaginary person that's in front of me and I'm going after her. And she's got the craziest name that I'm not going to let her beat me.
Okay, we got to get to this men's long jump. We locked it in. I took a picture. Mike, I'm gonna be honest. I love watching the men's long jump. I don't know nothing about long jump, so I'm going depending on Mike. I'm kind of glad he's on my team. Men's.
Pull up
Here we go.
It's there. Miguel, Masso, Harrison, the Greek guy. I gotta go with. I don't know. I'll say what I say, and you tell me what you think, Natasha. I'm gonna say.
I started first last for the hurdles. We'll start first for.
Okay. Oh, even better because we'll listen and say that's not right.
Mike, who we got for gold?
I think Echeverria is going to win it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't spell it.
It's
TJ
like
Gale, TJ
ECH.
Gale's hurt.
Oh,
If Gale
Yeah.
wasn't hurt, I would take Gale. But I mean, he muscled out a 28.68 jump with his leg. Something's wrong with his knee or something like that. But if he's not 100%, he's not going to be able to put out there. And for Echeverria, he's all about his confidence because Gale snatched his confidence a couple years ago at the World Championships.
Yeah, we saw
And
that.
he hasn't gotten it back yet. But to come out there and jump 27.10 the qualifying round, that's doing something. That woke me up a little bit going that far. So and right now I just think he's the class of the field because I think he's the only one in pretty much can go over 28. The Greek guy, I mean, when somebody jumps far their home country, their home pit, okay, that's a different thing. Mama's measuring everything else. You know what I'm saying?
You were home.
But I go Echeverria though. Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right. We got to here we go again with these same picks.
Because I feel like in some events people make it known if you all want to come get this gold medal, y'all don't have to take it out my hands.
Right.
But barring an injury or something crazy, it's mine.
Yeah, I wish Gale wasn't injured. I mean, I wish because he did something. He was injured before or something, and then went on his last jump.
Yeah.
Look, if you saw in the pit, he did something to that left leg. It bent a little bit. I'm like, okay, so he messed it up a little bit more. So I mean, he might gut it out though. He might be out there and be like, you know what, this is all I got.
He ain't gonna gut no win though. If he can get
not the win, but just in there.
Yeah, just
for him to be
competing. Competing is just shows how strong he is because a lot of people won't even try.
Right.
So the fact he jumped that far when somebody come out with bandages on their legs, like, okay, what you doing?
Right.
You letting everybody know I'm hurt.
Right. just in case.
Especially in the jump, you come out there wrapped up, you in trouble.
Yeah.
That's like blood in the water, for other guys. Like, ooh, he hurt. I'm going after him.
Oh gosh.
Cuba was literally the only one that I was like, I'm sure about that one.
Who y'all got for?
Gosh. Got the other Cuban, you got the Greek guy, and you got, what did they jump? They jumped like 822, 807. Harrison.
I like Javon. 860 this year. But like I said, that was home.
That was at home, yeah.
Yeah, but I still see him getting silver though.
I just don't calm down. Yeah, the Greek guy jumped 822. The Japanese guy jumped 817.
17. I like Javon.
But that's just qualifying round.
Do you think that the high jump is going to?
I think the high jump's going to take it out of him a little bit because it's tomorrow, and I like that he passed. Like he passed on 235 or something like that because he knew it wouldn't do anything. Came back 237, and just his style or whatever. I don't know how he responds day to day. I didn't follow him that close at LSU, but I like to see him do it. But
I like
his style's kind of raggedy. It is. I mean,
this is why we don't take Mike Powell places. It's exactly why he don't get out much. Okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna say what it is. But like I said, his stuff is raggedy. Once he cleans it up, I mean, the sky's the limit because he got major bounce. I mean, when I saw him jumping, I'm like, I gotta watch him. He got to get some more speed before he go out there and do something real nasty. But if he gets some speed, he got the hops to definitely go out there and threaten my stuff for sure. But he got to run faster.
Is if someone was going to take down your record, would you want it to be him?
No.
You don't want your record to go down, period.
No,
he definitely does not. Where were we? World Championships?
I don't want it to go.
He was still. I'm like, okay.
Not like praying on this downfall.
I had that record for 30 years, more than half my life. That record's mine.
I'm not even mad at it.
Wait, the crazy part when he broke it. So we were at we were in Tokyo, obviously, and we went to breakfast. It was me, Kenny Harrison, and the other Kenny Harrison, the triple jumper, and Mike. And he said he was going to do it then. I mean, he told us, we saw at breakfast and he went out there. I was like, well, I finished running. Kenny finished jumping. We were sitting right there like this. Okay, we're going to watch this. And he did it. It was awesome. I mean, that still makes my heart like pound. I'm like, it was awesome.
Hey, that's what we did back then. We talked it. You talk, you better do it.
Yeah. I mean, you do. I mean,
I don't even care about this board right now. I'm just
Right.
like, I'm like,
oh,
John's
I'm
voice.
not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the whole
Um,
portion is like, forget it.
gosh. Okay, who we gonna go with?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is sorry. Timeout.
Tentacle, whatever his
Not
name is.
Mason Bills. This is the Hustle Clean podium picks. If y'all didn't know,
Oh, okay, got it.
brought to you by Hustle Clean.
The
I
greatness.
got so excited. I
We
just
forgot
forgot
about
to
the
say
bills we gotta pay.
Okay,
Hustle
pay
Clean.
the bills. We gotta pay the bills. Let's go.
Bringing
Right.
podium picks. Mike Allen, Gail Divers.
Okay, how about we go with Natasha? How about the guy from Japan, because it's his hometown,
Yes.
and he's gonna come through just because we say he is.
For what? The bronze or second?
We can throw him on bronze.
Where we going with?
We can throw him on bronze.
That's where I wasn't throwing. Go ahead.
Okay,
You cool with that?
I'm
Bronze?
cool with
Third
whatever
place?
you want. Yes, I'm just along for the ride here.
Ash Ioka.
I think that I think Javon's gonna get the bronze. I think he's gonna pull one out
That's
because
what
he's
my
gonna be
feeling.
tired. He's gonna be tired, but the thing is, with the long jump, you only got to get one. And if he might get one. out
Hopefully,
there
get it on
early.
the first one, and you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly, and plus for him, I mean, he's a young boy still. He ain't. I mean, he's 20. What's he's 22, something like that.
Yeah.
He good. He good. He'd be able to pull one out, and plus he's probably gonna be mad too. So hopefully.
And-
That's what I said. That's why I'm like, we might have to put him silver just because he might just throw. I just need one good jump from him. One good
And
get on the first one and rest up.
Mhm.
All right.
And the thing is, he's a college guy. Y'all in college, you're used to doing the 4x1 high jump on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's doing this level all year long. It's really nothing to him.
I think he was on
Right.
the 4x1 too. If I'm
Yeah,
not
he's on like this is a
mistaken.
light day for me.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but he was.
I mean, he's been
but-
doing this. He's been doing this double quite a few times. Indoors, SECs, NCAAs, then the trials too. I mean, he'll be fine.
All right, I'm keeping hope alive. He's coming through second place.
Okay, I like this.
But the
And
Greek, I
Mike-
said the Greek guys were second though.
Okay,
Nah,
10.
he's gonna go up.
The Greek guy. Because
Now I gotta root against people
I can
now.
see he'll probably jump on like about 8:30, like 27, something like that, 27 mid.
Okay. I
He-
need Javon to get out there and get his PR. Was he like 27.7?
27.9.
27.9. Okay,
And
so
if he's jumping like that, he can win. If he looks fresh, he can win because
he's gonna
the
be
thing
fresh
about
because
Echeverria-
he's right now. Look,
Echeverria
I'm gonna have to
can feel that pressure.
I'm gonna have to
a little bit.
find him
Oh,
somewhere. Well,
Be ready.
Tweet back at Taco Summer.
I gotta figure out where he is.
Well,
Let me think.
We're getting DJ. Is it DJP?
Yeah, see, they don't know about DJP, Gail.
Social.
We're gonna get you on social media.
Ask him.
Oh my
Ask him.
goodness! Oh, did you tell him?
Yeah, I told him I was a DJ and not here.
Oh, we had parties. Oh, we rushed through practice so we could
I
get
don't even
ready
want to ask questions no
because
more. Just stories.
we get ready because we knew that Mike and if he did it on our floor, we all lived in Reber Hall at UCLA. So either he was going to do it on our hall. We got in trouble one time because Bobby told us we were supposed to be curfew. And where were we? You did it at the what was it called? Ackerman, wherever we
The
were.
Ackerman Ballroom, yeah.
Yes,
Ackerman Ballroom.
like the big thing at UCLA. Everybody knew
2,000
that. Like
people.
he gave the best parties. So we were like, okay, we're gonna get there. Let's go. Come on, you guys. So we got there. Curfew passed. We were still there. In walks Bobby, fresh from his shower. He walks in from his shower, taps you on the shoulder. What you doing here? We were like, oops, we were all in trouble. Then he just started dancing. We're like, okay, cool. We can stay. So it was cool, but yeah.
The reason we get Wednesdays off with Bobby is because Gail had to get her nails done. So he was like, I don't mess with you. It's off.
Shut up.
Yes.
But
That's
I
why
did my own nails though. I just need Wednesdays was my day to do me. I cleaned my house. I had all kinds of plants. When I first went to college, my godmother gave me like I have a plant. She gave me like one leaf. I'm like, that ain't a plant. But she said, take it. And it was in water at that. And so I kept Fred, and Fred would grow and grow. So on Wednesdays, I need to put him in the shower and I need to clean my house. I need to do me. So Wednesdays, and because I think in the middle of the week, your body needs to recover. So we went Monday, Tuesday,
Hey,
Thursday,
Bobby,
Friday.
but to this day, Bobby gives his athletes Wednesdays off. And he
Come
was
through
like,
with the
I was
self-care
he was
gym.
like, I was tired of, Gail and Flo trying to get their nails done. Just take Wednesday off. But no, the rest of the week is mine. I was like,
No, he's right. He's right. And it was an active rest day, but yeah, it was a rest day. You know, Florence did her own nails. I mean, she did a whole bunch. I just painted mine. I just keep 7 coats on. I'm good. But yeah, you gotta let your body recover in the middle of the week and mentally recover so that you can
That's
come back
right.
and be fresh that next
and
day.
like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
knowing I can like do what I need to do on that day, I'm like, I always make sure like Wednesday you
Your
can
appointment.
go to a doctor appointment,
Yep.
massage, whatever.
Yep. That's the day to get it all
Yeah,
done.
we did the same thing. When I trained, we took Wednesdays off. Wednesday was
Yeah.
the day to have your. Matter of fact, even when I started coaching at UCLA, I didn't coach on Wednesdays. I didn't come in. That's how much
See?
I did. I took my athletes off. I'm taking off too.
See, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense because you come to practice with Bobby, you go
So
to practice with Bobby.
this is the question that I want to ask.
Wait,
right?
time out. Before we ask any more questions, Mike, I know you said you got to get to church. I know the Lord will forgive you.
He
You
will
stay with
forgive
us.
you if you stay with us.
Yeah, actually,
But-
church is wherever you are.
I can miss a little bit of praise and worship. I got a couple more minutes.
Yeah, it's can
I
you
just
borrow
wanna
the
know
word of
if-
prayer that
I
Mike
will
will
be
be good.
respectful.
I'm still gonna go. I missed the first 10 minutes. It's all right.
You'll be fine. God's got you.
God understand.
Hey, I'm only 10 minutes away, so it's all right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So I wanted to
Service don't
ask
start till 9 o'clock.
because I think that Bobby has like Bobby has a reputation that before I went to him, I was afraid. And I'm always curious, like, what was your Bobby cuss out?
I got them all the time. I loved it.
Oh
Because
gosh.
my favorite cuss out was for doing what he told me to do. Okay. We had a 300 time trial at practice one day, which, first of all, training with Bobby, I always tell people, like, Bobby is the mastermind. He's the coach that he is because, like, he literally had you. You show up to practice and he's like, okay, walk to the 600. Whatever pace he gives you, you better hit that piece because you don't know what's next.
You don't know what's that's
Okay.
I hate that. He never tells you what the workout is. You just go to the line and do what he says, and then you'll figure out what happens next.
So
Yeah.
I at the 300 time trial, he told me to get in the blocks, and I should have known because it was getting the blocks, and we started with the gun on this day. It wasn't announced that day. It was the gun, okay? And I came through the line, and now Nikki is waiting. Sean Crawford is going after me, and I hit all my splits. See, when I tell you to do something, you do what the f I tell you to do. So Nikki is standing at the line now, and Nikki is like, but you just did everything he asked you to do. I'm supposed to go now. You getting cussed out for doing what you were supposed to do. But the thing about Bobby is tough.
But he
one
loves
thing,
his athletes.
one thing I always say to this day, I don't train with Bobby anymore, but Bobby still wishes me well, still comes over and gives me pointers, still like Bobby goes in the trenches with his athletes.
Right.
Same. I don't train Bobby anymore, but like he said, Bobby doesn't come a lot of times to the stadium to watch the races, except for the 400 hurdles because he's like, I can't see the whole race.
Right.
And he was like, he made a point to come see me. Still makes a point to come see me run when I compete, which I think is amazing. And he's always like, "You got it, Mighty Mouse," because he knows his little names.
That's funny. That's
But
cool.
yes, we need the Bobby cuss
We
out.
need the Bobby story, the Bobby cuss out, because I know there was there.
I don't know if I
Don't
ever
tell
got
us
like
you were just that bullshit that I didn't get cussed out.
guilty.
Wait, because let me tell you why. Because I always say I don't curse, so you don't curse at me. And if I get it right, or if I do something, then you can come to me. But I'll tell you, my first issue with him was I think I just turned 18. We had the Pepsi meet. I was, we got Jeanette Bodum, got all these people that I'm getting ready to run with. I'm like this, newbie freshman. I'm straight new booty. And so we're getting in the blocks. No, we were literally getting ready to get in the blocks for the hurdles, my first hurdle race or whatever. And he's like, Gail, like this man. He's like, here. I'm like, okay, which meant he wanted me to come there. He was at the end of the field at Drake Stadium. I run down there real fast. He was like, I just wanted to tell you, don't choke. I was like, oh, he has lost his mind. I didn't say anything, but I was like, this man is really crazy. And the whole time I'm jogging back like, I can't believe him. What is wrong with him? Da, 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 da. And I'm talking to myself the whole time. I'm like, he got his nerves. Don't be telling me, they're like, get in the blocks. I get in the blocks. I run the race. I win the race. No victory lap, no nothing. I walk back up to him. I'm like, you know what? Let me tell you something. I may make mistakes, but I never choke. And I walked away. He said, so years later, we talked about it. He said, I just needed to know if you were there. I needed to know what type of athlete I was going to deal with. So you guys know Bobby does mine. He does all kinds of stuff. I remember one time we were like Andre Phillips, all of them would get cursed out. They were doing stuff, he did tell me one time because I was falling over the hurdles because I was trying to figure out something. And I think coming back from my Graves' disease, one of my rounds, I couldn't feel my legs. I was still having like tingling sensations from like some of the adverse side effects. He was like, what'd you do? What happened? And I was like, well, this was in 92. And I said, well, I couldn't feel my legs. He was like, what do you mean you couldn't feel your legs? I said, I could not feel my legs. I'm still feeling that tingling sensation. He said, can you feel your arms? I was like, yeah. He said, well, work your arms and tell your feet to keep up. I'm like, that's what I'll do. So I tell kids that now. I'm like, your arms tell your legs what to do. So work the mess out of your arms and let's go. So yeah. Bobby, you guys got some like blackmail pictures.
And the thing is, it makes complete sense. Like, I'm like, of course Bobby would say something like that.
Yep.
Oh no, but Bobby's crazy though, because I had to do. I'm like, I don't run the 200. I'm the only one in the world that runs 105 meters. I don't go around curves, Bobby. And he was like, in practice you do. I'm like, okay. So he was like, Valerie and those guys are always like, I'm gonna teach you how to do the whip. I'm like, I've never felt a whip off the 200 ever. I don't care what you guys say. So he was like,
yeah, you ran 200.
But I didn't run it. I ran it for points. I mean, I run 8 events in college, but okay.
You know the Gail long jump like 22, 22, 4, 22, 5, something like that, and triple jump 43 feet, just messing around. She a hell of an athlete.
Time out. You did 8 events. I needed it all in one meet.
Absolutely. I only had to warm up one time, so it was awesome.
Because Mike only had 6. He was being lazy with his 6 events. Those were the 8 that you were doing.
He was out teaching.
When I start off, we got the long jump, triple jump, 4x1, 4x4, 100 hurdles, 200, and what else did I?
Relays.
She already
I ran both the relay. Oh, and he made me run the 400 hurdles. I'm like, I'm not a 400 hurdler. And at one time, I remember the one time I was like, I don't like him because he made me run it at Stanford. It was before they got their new track. I'm like, Bobby, it's like banked. I don't do banks. This is like indoors. Can't do it. So yeah, I ran any and everything.
This is what I'm telling you. Like, you guys are pure athletes. Like, I mean, you did everything. But what I'm saying is, with these kids who are specialized
at
age 8.
Oh, they kill me talking about they don't run the 400. I'm like, I only ran 105 meters, and I train like a 400-meter runner. If you don't get your tail out there on that track and run that 400, yes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the fact that you're still hurdling though, because I saw a commercial.
Yes, the story commercial. Commercial.
It looked like she's trying to get in this final in Tokyo
right
now.
Yeah, you look good.
They were like, "Can you go over a trash can?" I said, "How high is it?"
That still. I can't run like that, Gail. I'm in that gym lifting weights, but I can't run.
Oh my God, I have fun. You know what? I'm 54, but I want to have fun.
That leg, I said, "Come on now, come on now, Gail. Come on."
Oh God. I like having fun. I keep telling people my grandmother passed away at 98. I'm going to 100 and I got to stay healthy. I don't want to just age. I want to age healthy. So normally I got on some boots or something and I don't care what the weather is. They know me, boots or moccasins. I'll go out to the track with the kids or whatever, because I've been voluntold to come out there. So I'm out there with the high school kids and I'm trying to show them. And I'm showing them how to, and then I'm like, they were like, well, I don't get it. I said, then get out the way. Let's go. And they're like, coach, you're going to go over with your boots. I said, it's not the boots. It's what's in them. Let's go. So I'll get out there. I'll jump in the long jump pit. They're doing something they don't figure. I'm like, I should be able to count your spikes. I'm like, Mike, I always tell him when we were at World Championships and you told me, you try to recruit basketball players.
Yeah.
So I got me one.
All right.
I
All
got
right.
I got one who knew nothing. He had never put on spikes. He didn't do anything, and he came. What did he come in fourth in state this year? Had no clue what he was doing. I was like, "We're gonna get you there. We got
That's
you. I got
right.
somebody I'm gonna call." So I'm
Hey,
calling
you
you.
know what? With that in mind, I gotta take off. I gotta get ready. Hey, thank you for having me, you guys. Natasha, was nice meeting you.
Likewise,
And
likewise. Thank you so
good
much.
luck to you guys. Corey's always good to see you. Gail, you know you my heart. You know that. And
All
hey,
right,
Gail,
say a prayer for us at church.
I will.
Yeah.
Gail, I got one thing to say to you.
What?
Rudy.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were going there. That's why we don't take you places. Go. You need Jesus. Go.
Before you leave, Mike, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming in the building, blessing us, telling these amazing stories that, like, I don't know where else you would hear them. I'm overwhelmed that like our legends are taking the time just to just tell us how it really is. I'm blown away. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you for letting me be a track girl summer. I love it. You guys keep on doing your thing.
I'm gonna text you to get these social medias up because the world needs to have
These
Mike Powell
gems.
out
Please.
here.
Please.
That's right.
All right.
All right. Love
All
you.
right. Y'all take care.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ay, ay,
All
ay.
right.
So we really only have time flies when you're having a good time because we really only have a couple minutes left.
Oh,
Seriously.
I don't care about- First of all, Gail, can I tell you? So
Did we get your picture with Gail up on the?
That's what I was gonna
Because
say.
she found it, but I couldn't.
I didn't have to find mine because I knew exactly
She
where
said, "I know where mine is."
my scrapbook that my mom made for me. You were at JO's in North Carolina, and we were under the bleachers. And I asked for a picture, and I was so mad because, like, some of my friends were in the picture, but this one girl, I still to this day don't know who she is, and I didn't know why she was in my picture, and she's in between me and you in my picture with Gail Devers. And to this day, I don't like that girl for that. I'm like, it's not even during social media times. I can't even tag you. You're never gonna see this picture. Get out, son. But
I love it.
I just want to say, the girl who started running hurdles in 7th grade, the 12-year-old Corey, is over the moon right now that I'm
Oh my
having a
God.
conversation with Gail Devers, and she's
Same.
telling me about her issues with Bobby. I love it.
No,
I
you
never-
guys. Look, you guys. I know you guys have a whole bunch of Bobby stories.
Oh,
We
dang.
do.
I
do.
remember being at track meets like, is he coming or is he not?
Right.
Is he here? And be in the warm up field, and here he comes out of nowhere. So let's go. Like, where you come from?
One time Bobby like hurt his leg, and so he was in this little like motorized cart, and Bobby likes to wear his like his big shirts with the sayings on it. He was wearing a yellow shirt that day. I'm in the box with Dawn, Harper Nelson, and Jenny. Dawn false starts.
Oh,
Bobby
he said. I
takes
said,
a little
"Set and
motorized
hold."
cart, comes up in front of us, pulls up his yellow shirt, and then goes back and gave her a yellow card. He went back.
He crazy. Oh my God.
Bobby's crazy, but he can be
Fun,
fun.
yeah.
Oh no, he's
Talk
fun.
about Gail.
Yeah.
No, when you were talking about you don't know if Bobby's going to show up or not. So in '92, we were we had to ride the bus.
Story. Okay.
Yeah, we had to ride the bus because we were going to team practice or whatever. So we were on the bus. Bobby, our therapist, everybody, they were in cars behind us. So we're in Barcelona. They got a lot of those little turnabouts. So we get there. We're at a light. The light turns green. We leave. And then everybody in the bus is like, oh gosh, Jackie, Gail. We're like, what happened? Bobby got stopped by police. We look. Something happened in the turnabout. Bobby's out of the car. Bob Forster's out of the car. You see arms flailing, da 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 da. They're yelling, Bobby cursing somebody out. Something, whatever happened. And then, so me and Jackie, we're looking. Then all of a sudden, we turn back around. The bus goes on. We get to the track. We get out. Jackie and I start warming up, and everybody's like, "You guys don't care? You're not?" I'm like, hopefully they got a phone if they take Bobby to jail, because that's probably where he's going, and at least he can see that we won. Okay, it don't stop because he got to jail. When we get out here, it's about us. We've been trained. There's nothing else he can tell me. So,
and you know what? I'm sure that's exactly what he would have
He-
said.
He told me many times.
There.
He said, if I ever die, go win your medals, and then come home and bury me after. But fun fact, we found out that Bobby just touched down in Tokyo. He had some problems with his passport getting to Tokyo, so he just got there yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
We're like,
good, Bobby.
"Right." But my friend was like, "I saw Bobby. He's finally made it."
That's funny. Yeah.
We have 2% of this battery, and I don't even care.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, can we switch the battery out so we don't lose scale?
Grab one
I
right
don't know
there.
how to do it.
Sorry.
I love you guys show. Track Girl Summer. I love it. I was like, oh wait, do I have to come with sunglasses? Am I coming with what do we got? Baby,
Oh, she was.
what are we
I
doing?
saw the sunglasses on
She was ready.
because you know we're shady. We might drop out just for a second while we switch the battery so
okay.
we don't lose you. But like, don't leave us.
Okay, I'm not
We'll
going
still
to.
ever.
Yeah, 'cause we got to talk about
You. We just been out here just having stories.
No, we're having fun.
Oh, our mic's still working though.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you want me to ask one of these questions that you have? Because we need to talk about the culture and the fashions and the nails.
Yes, please.
Because we're serving. I keep
The 92 and 96 Olympics, the Gail Devers nails. I get criticized. I need to readjust.
just zoom in a little bit and we're good. Good.
Okay. I get criticized for, if you spent a little less time on this stuff, you would be so much better. And I'm like, first of all, like, bring it on back. Let me tell you where I learned this from, okay?
Tell me it's hard work. Tell me it's hard work for you to look like this. It's really nothing for us.
You know what I'm saying?
When somebody tells that to you, tell them when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, it gives you confidence to go and perform well. So tell them to back it off.
Back it off. And you did it in style. And I want to just talk about the relationship between the 100 hurdles and the 100. Like, nobody's doing that anymore. Shout out to Vinnie Powell, who is the last that I remember, but she did it in college.
Right.
Like, just again, athlete, overall athlete, period.
Icon.
And icon, living icon.
So we want to know about the fashions, but we also want to know about that double.
Well, we'll start with the double. The double was, I didn't start running until I was 15. So I started my sophomore year in high school. And that was because my brother made me do it. He basically beat me up and said, "You're running." And I was like, okay, guess I'm doing this. And then each year I started with the 800. So I ran 211 in the 800. And every year somebody would suggest that I try a different event. I'm like, okay, I'll try a different event. Got to the 100. I was like,
wait, 211 at 15?
Yes.
Do y'all understand? Thank you. Okay, I'm looking at the chat like somebody catch that. 211
at 15.
15.
And then I didn't run it anymore, though. I left it alone. I went to
work.
Excellence is the standard. Excellence is the standard. That's it. Period. Okay.
So I just kept going to different events. And so people said I was a hurdler. And so in my pursuit of the hurdles, I wanted to work on my speed. So I jumped in the 100. And they were like, "Oh, you're not a hurdler." I'm like, "Well, it's really funny if you look at history now in the hurdles, you don't even know I competed in the Olympics." But in my pursuit of my,
if you know what's up, you know.
I know. Y'all don't put that on me.
Don't put that on me.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I said in pursuit of my working on my hurdles, I worked on my 100. And in doing that, and I always tell people, it's not about what other people believe you can do. It's what you believe and what you're willing to work for. Because in my pursuit of working on my speed, I ended up being back-to-back getting gold medals in the 100 meters.
With your side of it. With your side of it.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take it. I remember talking to Wilma Rudolph, talking to Wyomia, and telling Wyomia I was going to have my name in the record books next to her. And she was like, "You should do that." I mean, we were just together the other day, though. But yeah, so it's just about believing, and it doesn't matter what other people. I always tell people, I never read my press. Never read it. Somebody said, "Oh, I saw an article. You didn't see it. Don't want to see it." Maybe when I'm like 60, 70, it's for my kids to read, but I don't want to read it because I want to make my press. I want my chapters to continue every day. I'm making my story. I'm writing the story, and the story's not over. I'm 54, and I still feel like I'm living the best is yet to come. Right before pandemic, somebody challenged me. I like challenges, not really, but challenged me to run a half marathon. I was like, half marathon? I'm thinking he wanted me to like commentate or something. He's like, "No, I want you to run." I'm like, "Do you know when I retired? I was truly retired." But it was a challenge. I said, okay, once I got over the fact that it's 13.1 miles, I'm like, I can do this, And so I grabbed one of my UCLA teammates, I grabbed John Godina. So Gody.
Oh,
I was like, if I'm doing it, you're doing it too. Shot put, yes. So we
Yeah.
trained, and they told me, I said, well, what's a good time for somebody at 53? And they're like, 2.5, like 2:30. I'm like, that's a long time to be on the road, 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're gonna have to get that at least to 2. So I ran like 1:53. So I'm like, that's a long time, y'all. I'm sorry to be there. So, but I like challenges. So with the nails and all of that stuff, I always had nails, even when I was young, but I used to bite my nails. And like my mom had long hair, long nails. And she's like, well, if you keep them out of your mouth, baby, they grow. And so my dad tried everything, like hot sauce. I'm like, ooh, that's good. I like that. What else you got? And it didn't stop me from biting my nails until he decided to appeal to my like competitive nature. So my dad's a minister. He said he was going to grow his pinky nail. I'm like, that doesn't look right. I'm like, he was going to grow one nail. I'm like, I look like a Coke nail. That's not going to happen. I'm going to compete. And I ended up winning. I don't know what we won because we didn't have anything. But I ended up winning. And then after that, my mom said, as long as you keep them clean, they're fine. So I kept them moderately short. And the reason they got so long and so crazy was going through my Graves' disease. It took them almost 3 years to diagnose me. So when I came back, and that was for me one of the first signs letting me know that something was wrong. My nails got brittle, they broke. My hair was never bald totally, but I was bald in spots. So I was doing a makeshift ponytail. If you saw in 1991 at the World Championships, I had red, white, and blue scrunchies on because there was nothing in between. So that was just my thing. And so I let them grow for 3 years at a time. And people are like, okay, what if they break? I said, then I have one dodo nail and I have 9, the rest of them. And that's kind of how it was. And, mine get to a certain length and they start curling. So now what I do is if somebody that I know has something significant that they go through in their life, I'll cut my hair and my nails, which is why my hair is short now, as a sign of it will grow again. You start over, you take care of it, you nurture it, it will grow. So last year, I call her my bonus baby. My husband's daughter, who's 28, had a baby. 5 days later, Kennedy, not her name is Zane. He calls me telling me he couldn't wake her up. She ended up having seizures and ended up with a stroke. So she developed eclampsia. She didn't have preeclampsia because she had perfect pregnancy, but they said Black women can develop it up to 8 months after you have a baby. So for the last year, me and my daughters have had a 5-day-old. So we've had this baby that we've been, taking care of and doing this thing. So when they shaved her hair, I shaved mine and I cut my nails. In the end of March, she just got the all clear that things are great. So I cut my nails all the way off again. And so they're from March to now, they've grown. So they grow fast. By November, they'll probably start curling and doing crazy stuff like they do. And it is what it is.
I keep nails. Like I have the fake ones if I want long ones. Mine break.
But now when I first met Bobby, because he had already coached Florence. So when I first met him, he said, one of his explicits, not another one. And he said, I'm going to let you know, if they get in the way, you're going to have to take them off. I said, I'm going to let you know, these are not Lee press-ons, these are Gail's nails. So I'm good. And the only thing I did different was
back to Bobby, because I would just let Bobby talk to me any type of way.
Okay, all right.
No, but you know what? I think my relationship with Bobby, it started, I was little, I was meek, but I was still like, I'm going to stand up and tell you, like, in a nice way, I get it, but these are my nails. I'm going to be respectful, but you challenged me, said I was going to choke. So I'm going to let you know I don't choke. I might make a mistake, but I don't choke. But then he told me, I think you're a diamond in the rough. You're really rough. My whole freshman year, he called me freshman dork because he said freshmen always make mistakes and do stuff. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to figure it out. That's what, so I think my whole relationship with Bobby was, I always thought coaches were supposed to tell you like, oh, you can do this. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to hype me up and tell me what you think I can do. And for me, I always tell people I should have been born in St. Louis because I'm going to claim that I'm from the show me state. So show me. So I will do I always had my little books or whatever. So my goal was I'm going to do everything this man says. Everything to the T. And if it don't work out, I'm going to be in his face and tell him, now what?
But that's what he wants, though. I feel like that's
well, when athletes, here's the thing. I always tell athletes, like, if you don't listen to everything your coach says, you can't say his program didn't work if you didn't do his whole program.
That's right.
And I always say you can trust your coach 100%, 50-50 chance it's gonna work out. You can trust your coach 50%, 100% chance you're gonna fail. Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
it.
that's the T.
And that's the only way you can look back at the program and say, okay, we need to adjust here, here, and here. But if you were not doing this, not doing that, I don't know how to fix it.
Right. And Bobby and I always had this of 49%. Like he had 49% of the say, I had 49%, and it was 2 on the shelf. And what that was is if it comes down to who weighs, he gets to take it from the shelf. So basically he had the most anyway. but I like that he gave me a say, he at least listened to me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't.
Do you have questions?
Oh, you have questions? Okay, I'll be quiet. Ask the question.
No. This is what we
This is
want.
better.
See, I have the gift of gab.
No. This is exactly what we want. So, still hurdling coaching. I see your daughters are just as athletic. Like, how are you managing that? Because excellence is the standard.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, let me tell you about those two. Because they're, I always tell people I won gold medals, they're my platinum. So they're better than the gold medals I ever won. And I don't miss track. Like people are like, you don't want to hear your name? No, I don't even want to hear mommy. But actually, they don't call me mommy. They call me mom or edamame. I'm like, that's a vegetable, right? You're calling me like a little green pea. But so Carson, which she'll let you know, it's spelled Karsen. She has issues. So she, we never thought that she would ever play sports. I'm like, this is the laziest kid in America. Laziest kid. She ain't playing sports. She was all about school because I've always told them from day one, your job is to either get a real job or go to school. Until you graduate, that is your job. So Legacy that's my youngest. She got into acting. She's been in movies and all that kind of stuff. So she was on her own program. She said, I have 2 jobs. I'm like, you do. So Carson was all about school. Like she has never missed a day from kindergarten, and she'll be in the 11th grade this year. Never missed a day of school. Legacy had some issues because she has an autoimmune disorder called Kawasaki's disease. So she was in the hospital where we were there for about 9 days. She had a fever that ranged from 105 to 109 for like all those days, couldn't break it. So that was what that was. So she's fine. So she said, I didn't start till I was 15. So Carson said she was starting at 14. And I said, well, when I was in high school didn't start till 10th grade. And Legacy said, yeah, that was back in the day. Okay, so back in the day. So this tells you their personality. So when Carson got to the 9th grade, she came home. She's like, oh, Mom. I'm like, what? She's like, I need you to fill out this form. I'm like, for what? She said, I'm going out for football. I'm like, girl, go sit down somewhere. So she's like, no, I am. She said, I could play with the boys, but they're not going to let me. So I'll go out for flag. I was like, okay, Carson, whatever. So I signed it. She went out. I said, make sure you tell them you don't have a clue about sports, because they don't. Because it didn't look like they wanted to have an interest in it, because I used to train football players, getting them ready for the combine. I'd bring them out and they'd be playing in the dirt, looking at stuff and be like, oh, and kids that I've mentored that would run. They're like, you want to run? I don't run. I'm like, just leave her alone. She don't want to run. She got issues. So I never bothered with them. So I was surprised when she came to the point that when my husband would watch sports and they'd walk through, they're like, achoo, Daddy, we're allergic to that station. Turn it off. I mean, that's how bad it was. Okay.
How do you grow up with it? Okay.
Like,
no, let me tell you, when Carson was little, she used to go, like, I ran when I was 40. So she went to Melrose with me and took over my press conference. She was like 2 or whatever. She used to stand at the stairs, top of the stairs, Mommy, and I just ignore her because don't be yelling at me. And she's like, and all of a sudden, I guess because she went places with me and she heard it. So she's like, Mommy. And because if I don't answer, she's like, Gail Devers, I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay, I got you, girl. What do you want? But
you.
Yeah.
You Gail Devers saw these people, but Mommy.
Yeah, but you don't answer. So you're going to answer to Gail Devers when I say something. So we always tease her about that. So I told her, make sure you tell these people, these coaches, that you know nothing about sports, whether they believe you or not, because she goes by Phillips. I'm like, they might not believe you, but let them know. She said, I know, I got this. I got it. We got the innings. I'm like, see what I'm talking about? Football has quarters, not innings. That's what I'm saying. So crazy. She thought it was
at least she made you sign the permission slip. When I tried out for flag football, it was for the boys team. my dad didn't want me playing football, so I just went out to the team. And by the time he found out, he was like, "Well, she's captain of the team and starting running back." So at that
Nice.
point, he was all in. But I just snuck on. I forced the signatures.
Oh no, no, she's like a strict rule follower. They keep saying they're afraid of what would happen if they get out of line. I said, let's keep it that way. You're good. So yeah.
I want to ask why, but if we ever had to find out, but I'm gonna mind my business.
What's that?
That's the
He said,
I've never had any problems with her. She went out, she played football, then they recruited, they figured out she was fast. Because I didn't know. People are like, oh, she's fast. I'm like, oh, is she? Because I had no clue. I didn't know she was fast. I'm like, you don't see her walk around the house. Like, so yeah, I don't think she can do anything quick. And it's all the world according to cards. I'm like, you do know that time does not stand still, right, child? So she ended up going from no sports to 3 sports. She plays lacrosse, track, and flag football. And she loves flag football. She thinks all of us are crazy that runs track. She's like, that's a lot going on, a whole lot going on. You guys are doing the most. And Legacy said she won't start till she's in high school, and she doesn't know if she wants to follow her sister. Carson's like still straight A's. She's like maybe 10th or 11th in her ranked in her class, and she's like 4.27, I think, is her grade point average. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with them. I mean, I've been blessed. So
excellence is just a standard. I love it. We have to have you back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And like, I don't want. We want to be respectful.
But yeah, I do want to touch on, because I know you do some activism as well.
Yes.
So if there's anything that you want to let our audience know, like
they can support it.
Yes, please.
Well, we're out of what's today? Today's the 1st or 31st.
Today is
we have no idea.
Japan is messing me all the way up. It's the 1st.
Oh, okay. Well, so last month, July was Graves' Disease Awareness Month. So I've got, 2 campaigns that I've got going on, just trying to let people know that it's real. It does not discriminate. They say it gets you when you're older. I got it when I was young. And just to let people know signs and symptoms. And also, if you have Graves' disease already, up to 50% of people who have Graves' disease will develop something called thyroid eye disease. Where for me, I thought all the symptoms that I was having after my Graves' disease was just residual effects. And I'm like, I fought for my life for 3 years. I got it. I'm good. I don't care that the hurdles look blurry. And even now, my eyes, I'm always with some eye drops next to me. But I just recently discovered that I have a thyroid eye disease. And so but it has to be treated by a thyroid eye disease specialist, like an oculoplastic surgeon or a neuro-ophthalmologist. So just telling people, pay attention to your eye health, because I've got oncoming lights that get me. Glad Carson's driving now. So, at nighttime, I don't have to deal with that, but it's real. It's real. And for me, I always tell people, I think I suffered enough for everyone in the world. And the only way to alleviate that suffering is by education. And because I ran the relay, I adopt everyone and make everybody get on my relay team. So I'm putting you guys on my relay team. And it's not just for Graves' disease, it's for everything. What a relay team does is everybody for the same goal, trying to get to the finish line. And in this baton, what we're passing is knowledge. And it could be for anything, mental health, because that's real also. Every issue that's out there. And we talk about, mental health or everything. And it's only being highlighted because athletes are on television. But everybody is dealing with it. Think about where we've all been for the last 2 years. And how you've had to navigate with this cloud of uncertainty where are my kids going to go? Are they going to go to school? Do I have a job? All of these things. And I think what happens when you feel like the walls are closing in, it's that we have to reach way down deep inside of ourselves, because I think everybody has that championship mentality. But sometimes you have to find it, or you have to find someone to lean on to tell you and help you bring it out. And that's what a community is about.
And I just want to highlight, especially, we welcome everybody here, but especially for our communities, pay attention.
Yes.
Get the knowledge. Go get checked out. Like, it's so important for our minority communities that, whether it just be lack of access or information, please continue to do what you're doing, because we have to pay attention to all of our health and all of the signs. Mental health is physical health. Graves' disease is real.
We have to, I think what we have to do in our community is look at our history. What we have to do is look back and see, like I always tell people, I'm trying to age healthy, not just age. And so what I'm doing now is I'm preparing my body to age the right way. I'm looking back into my history, trying to find out, what's in my family that I can control. What do I have control over that I can change? Which is why I went to Thorne. Like I always tell people, I trust Thorne because they made a believer out of me, and I'm a skeptic. I didn't take vitamins when I competed because I didn't want anything coming up tainted or anything. That was just me. I mean, I didn't drink out of water fountains. That's how crazy I was. If I went to the dentist, I'd make my dentist call the 800 hotline and tell them what kind of anesthesia or whatever we're doing, you're going to tell them, because I don't want anything to come up. But now at this age, with my Graves' disease and autoimmune disorders, my mom has lupus, my brother passed away with thyroid storm. There's all things in my family that I'm like, what can I control? And I went on their website and there was a wealth of information. They didn't, because I don't believe anything that anybody tells me. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, let me try it. I tried it. I'm like, okay, usually when people take vitamins, there's a different color, and that's because you're peeing it out, in my opinion. I felt like the vitamins that I was taking, I was able to take the quiz, and I wasn't taking too much. I was taking what my body needed, and it was absorbing into my body. I was still as hydrated. When I used to take my drug testing, when I competed, my pH level was the same every time, no matter when I ran. I said, because I know how to keep myself hydrated, and it's the same now. And so that's one of the reasons I was like, okay, I'll figure this out. And, everybody always talked about the biotin. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start taking biotin to see if that helps my nails. I don't need them to grow any faster, but they are growing faster. And my hair is growing, which I got to either put some braids, or I like the locks. I got to figure out something to make my hair grow, because I'm at that point that is growing too fast, and I'm at the in-between stage. It's like, what you going to do with your hair? So if anybody has any ideas of what might look cute, let me know.
I think you look good with the locks.
So I said like the butterfly lots or the passion twist or something like that. I was like, I don't know. They're like, you got to do something that still looks like your curl pattern. I was like, okay, whatever.
The butterfly would do you good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already like, we definitely got to have back. Thank you everyone who stayed the extra time, because we had to do this.
I'm not gonna cut Gail either.
No,
that's what I'm not gonna do.
No.
In fact, if you want 30 minutes, we got it. Like,
no, I'll have to come back. So if people have questions, that would be cool.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Done.
I was literally like, you guys I am a thug. I don't cry. And for the second day in a row, like, I started tearing up, and I was like pushing him back, because I am so grateful. Just like, you are an icon and someone I have looked up to, like, since I started running track. And the fact that you are just pouring into us and giving us knowledge and stories and just supporting Track Girl Summer. This is something we did on a whim, and it's just,
no,
I don't have no words.
I'm overwhelmed.
But you guys have to understand what you're doing, and this platform that you have is awesome, and what you're doing with it is to be, it's remarkable, and you guys should, round of applause. And keep it up. Keep it up. God's going to keep blessing you guys, because what you're doing it to help other people. And that's what I always say, my life is about service. And what we're supposed to do is touch somebody's life and make a difference. And you guys are doing that with your platform. So keep it up. And I will come back and support you whenever you want.
Thank you so much. And I just have to give you your flowers. Like, you are a living legend.
Icon.
An icon in track and field. An icon is.
I'm just me. I am just me.
But you have to know. You have to know what you mean to us. I just really need you to know that. Oh, I'm getting it again. Okay, we're gonna do the outro before you guys. I refuse to cry on the internet. You guys know that. Oh my gosh, Gildy, stop.
Okay, so look, I'll tell you, I don't even like flowers, so it's all good. See there?
No, when I say flowers, I'm just giving you your props. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. I always tell people that. I'm like, I don't even like flowers, so you don't have to do any of that.
Oh my god. Okay, we're doing this outro because I look too cute to be crying, guys. I don't even cry. I really don't cry.
You do it.
This means so much to me. I can do it. Thank you guys. It's getting blurry. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us today. Be sure to follow us everywhere: Twitter, IG, Facebook. You can follow Gail on Twitter and IG
at Gail Devers.
I can't even tell you what it is.
Follow Track Girl Summer, and we will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. We will also see you guys tomorrow morning on World Athletics live stream to do Track Girl Summer. We're going to be doing a watch party
with us. Party. Watch the 400-meter hurdle semifinal.
Yes, and we will also be going live on our YouTube channel later tomorrow night as well to do another prediction show because there's so many things happening. We can't do it in one show because clearly we can't time manage. And we'll come back to see if I don't want to call it Team Natasha, Team Corey. If Team Mike
or
Team Gail was right
Oh
when it comes
no. No.
and 100 hurdle predictions. And remember, no matter what time of year it is, it's always Track Girl Summer, baby.
Always.
That's
It's
right.
always her. Thank you so much, Gail. This is our show.
Thank you guys.
Who came in? Oh,
Do we have to say bye?
I don't want to, but like we should.
I'm
busy.
telling you guys, anytime. You guys are awesome. I will come back. Anyone who's still listening, Track Girl Summer is the bomb. You guys come back, listen, ask them questions because they got all the. And I keep seeing Natasha's beauty products keep going by, and I didn't see the end of that. So
We're gonna send you some stuff. We're gonna send you
We're
some
gonna
stuff.
send you some stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm sending it to you.
because I
I'll
need
be
to
in-
rep. I need to represent. So people say, "Where'd you get that from?" Let me tell you about that.
And we got a Track Girl Summer t-shirt coming your way too. Once we get the t-shirts,
Once
Oh,
they're coming.
We're gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Well, I love you guys. Thank you guys for what you do.
Love
Keep it
you.
up. Tell that baby, give that baby a hug for me.
Thank
love
you.
All right, you
Well.
guys. Be sweet. Go Team USA.
Go Team US.
Yes.
All
All right. I'm turning the camera off.
Bye.
Bye,
All right.
guys.